Allow me to introduce myself. Who knows what dastardly crime might perpetrate next? He's a very clever arch criminal who must be put away. Another innocent victim. I don't know. By the way,
At 55% of the murders. Why?
On September 10, 2025, Charlie Kirk was at Utah Valley State University in Orem, Utah. This was a public appearance, a part of his American comeback tour. And Kirk was standing under a tent, and then all of it.
The left. Yes, the campus Antifa. I've been stormed out of restaurants. I've been assaulted publicly, multiple death threats.
Black people are only 13% of the population, yet they commit 55% of the murders. Why?
On September 10, 2025, Charlie Kirk was at Utah Valley State University in Orem, Utah. This was a public appearance, a part of his American comeback tour. And Kirk was standing under a tent, and then all of a sudden, the crowd went into terror. And authorities believe that the shot came from a building approximately 200 yards away. Ultimately, he was hit by a sniper. And after being wounded, he was hospitalized. And later, he was pronounced dead. People thought that they had the shooter, but they didn't. And the shooter is still on the loose. And the conservative right are devastated. Many people across the country are paying their respects to Mr. Charlie Kirk, including President Donald Trump. The White House posted on X, in honor of Charlie Kirk, President Trump is ordering all American flags throughout the U.S. to be lowered to half-mast. And this is what he said verbatim. In honor of Charlie Kirk, a truly great American patriot, I am ordering all American flags throughout the United States lowered to half-mast until Sunday evening at 6 p.m. Now, Charlie Kirk was a political commentator, but also an organizer. At 18 years old, he started Turning Point USA, who's going all around the country, galvanizing the American youth to become conservatives. And he had a huge platform on TikTok. I believe he had like 7 million followers. And the guy was just very, very popular. But after his death, people started coming out with certain criticisms. And those criticisms mostly came from the Black community. Rewind. One of the things that Charlie Kirk talked about a lot was the Black community gun violence and how violent crimes were in Black America and why that happened.
Black people are only 13% of the population, yet they commit 55% of the murders. Why?
Because Black people tend to be in lower economic statuses.
So you think that poverty equals crime?
It's highly correlated. A lot of
this is where we disagree. What an insult to the working poor of this country.
So why do you think Black people commit more crime?
Well, first of all, what percentage of Blacks have a father around when they're raised?
I'm not sure.
25%. 75% of Black youth are raised without a father in the home. 75%. It is the most predictable way to end up in prison, end up as a murderer or a criminal. It's not a racism problem. It's not a white supremacy problem. It's a fact that Black fathers impregnate women and they don't stay around with the women that they have impregnated.
And he was very active in the DeCarlos Brown, Irina Zarazuka case. Remember the young lady from Ukraine that died in North Carolina? And he shared this post, Charlie Kirk did. Will Kane is 100% white. We have been propagandized by liars and fakers in the media to believe that America is a vicious, racist country, and indiscriminate attacks on black people by whites happen all the time. But the numbers tell the truth. Blacks' attacks on white people happen 3 times more often than white on black crime, despite blacks being only 13% of the population. Why won't the media people just tell the truth? Why lie when those lies result in innocent people dying?
Damn!
Now that's very interesting, okay? Not only was Charlie Kirk call out the left, he also called out things concerning black holidays.
But Juneteenth. What exactly is going on here? Well, very few people are willing to actually call this out. From the first time that this was floated as a federal holiday, I am thankful and proud to say on this program, we opposed it. This is not about out of many one. No, it's about a certain skin color now gets their own summertime celebration, the exact same thing that happens before NFL games where they play the black national anthem. This recognition of this as a quote-unquote federal holiday comes right out of the 1619 Project. Look who's most excited that this is a federal holiday. And they're not talking about this as a massive celebration. Oh, wow, look how far blacks have come. It has now become a racial complaining day. Now we have a full day to be able to smear and slander white America. This holiday is a wedge, and I put in quotes, holiday is a wedge used to push for countless destructive policies demanded by BLM. And remember what BLM stands for: burn, loot, and murder.
Now, this is where it gets interesting, okay? Now we're going from blacks are violent, and then now we're going to Juneteenth. You don't like the holiday. Now, let me just say this. With a lot of the white conservatives, here's the mistake that they make. Number one, you tell black people, what do they have to lose? That was what Donald Trump was saying. And then it looks hypocritical when you have Charlie Kirk attacking a holiday that was about slavery. So what you're saying is you're attacking a holiday that people are expressing themselves because their ancestors were enslaved. And so now you're saying that it's not a real holiday. I mean, it becomes insensitive. And this is a point that we need to build on. Charlie Kirk, although he does have some relationships or had relationships with black conservatives, he would only have those relationships with you, as it appears, if you felt 100% the way that he did. Every black person you see Charlie Kirk with feels the same way, usually, I would believe, about the black community that he does. That's the only way you're going to become a part of Charlie Kirk's inner circle. He partly owns Turning Point USA, and the blacks there are underneath Charlie Kirk, right? And they have to feel the way that he does, and they have to be able to have these same talking points in order for you to get close to him, okay? Now, if you say this about any other group, it's insensitive. And he was saying this about the black community. Again, if Charlie Kirk felt like this when it came to Juneteenth, it's something that he should have most likely kept to himself. All right. Now, if he talked about black on black crime and these violent crime problems, it's something that we can't really argue with. But now when you're talking about stuff like this, it's cutting to the edge where it is seen as disrespectful. OK, it's just what it is. It's something that he should have just left alone. Of course, what people do is they pander to their group, and then they know that their group obviously feels like this. So when black people hear a white person, a quote unquote white conservative talking like this, they don't like it. All right. And they don't like this person who is saying it, because the number one thing that blacks are going to believe is, why is he saying this? He doesn't understand the history. Why is he talking like this? Again, this is important. But then what were Charlie Kirk's views on gun ownership?
I can't stand the word empathy. Actually, I think empathy is a made-up new age term that it does a lot of damage, but
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year.
Number one, Charlie Kirk says here, he doesn't really have time for empathy, doesn't care about empathy, and it's worth violent deaths in America just to have gun ownership. That's what Charlie Kirk says. What's the response?
So this is the guy that would death if it was someone else. No.
So the young man is basically saying, listen, We understand that he passed. I'm not here to make fun of the fact that he passed, but Charlie Kirk himself doesn't have empathy for other people who die to gun violence. It is a cost of doing business. Okay? Now, I'm not here to damage the young man. He was only 31 years old. He was married. He has a family. For somebody to kill him because of his extreme views, for me, it's disgusting. You know, I wouldn't want anybody being killed for their views, even if they're black, okay? But the reality is that there are people out there who will kill you for your views, no matter what you think, all right? And then at the same time, when you want people to have empathy for your community, in your group, and you have evidence of not having empathy for their group, when you pass away, people in this generation, it's not like it was before, especially with the youth now. Disrespecting dead people, we see it in rap music. We see it. People just don't care as much as they used to care back in the day. Like, back in the 90s and 80s, the Bloods and Crips, somebody going and kill their enemy, that would be it. Nobody would go and make a rap song about it and disrespect you. But now people are doing that. All right. So when Charlie Kirk passes away, nobody is going to be thinking about the fact that he's offended. Well, he has 2 kids. He has a wife. He was 31 years old. He had time to change some of his ideas. He was really changing the world. He was really a political activist for the right. He actually wanted to see the right things. Ain't nobody gonna think about that. People gonna think about it in the ways that they saw him when he was doing it. Like, okay, you didn't care about us, so what do you expect? And I think that the whites out there who are already in big tension under the Irina Zarasuka situation and the Carlos Brown, the question that the blacks are gonna ask you is, who killed Charlie Kirk? Let's have a real serious conversation. Now, I know that you say blacks are attacking whites in these numbers. I don't know how skewed they are. Who tried to assassinate the president? It wasn't nobody black. Y'all quiet about that. And Charlie Kirk, in Utah Valley State, I can promise you, wasn't no brothers out there. Okay, and that just goes to show you that despite all of his commentary, that black people took it and took it in stride. They might not have liked it, but no black person said, let me go and shoot you for what you got to say. There are other whites online that are just disrespectful towards blacks, and nobody goes and shoot them. Okay. Same thing with people like Fresh and Fit and Myron, and that's why he's like, hiding out right now. Nobody black is going to go and just shoot them. They might beat them up or something like that, or want to fight them, but nobody's going to shoot you. But that's not the case when you look at when whites decide that somebody has to go on the left or the right. That's a little bit different. Okay. Yes, we can most likely say that this shooter was a white person. And at the whole time, this guy was going around talking about how violent blacks were. We're going to be honest about the real violence around the world and who has perpetuated it around the world for centuries at a time. Okay. And since white people want to talk about how violent blacks are, I gotta ask you a question. Who do we learn it from? Woo! You see, the issue that whites try to do is to separate their bad behaviors from what they taught blacks. Everything we learned or know from broken English, from everything in America, good or bad, okay? We've learned it from you, okay? And whatever situations you put us in, and then that became a reality for us. Yes, unfortunately, we kept those things up, the bad things. Now you want to say you tired of us. Now you want to say you tired of what we become. Well, the reality is that, see, what you taught us, you can't get away from. And that's the problem. You see, now what happened to us is now what you're also dealing with within your own community. And again, yes, blacks are violent and blacks have problems, but blacks are not killing the significant figures on the right or trying to assassinate presidents or political figures in America. We don't do that. So why don't y'all put the emphasis on where it needs to be? Where is the accountability for y'all? You want to do a race war? You want to do a riot war against the blacks because things are happening? Well, who has been your problem the whole entire time? It ain't been blacks. if you really want to be honest, what you would say is the liberal left, right? It's other white people. That's always been the issue in white America. It's never been black America because y'all always had that on lock. Both the white conservatives and white liberals have reduced blacks to where they're not a threat to you, a real threat. It's a talking point. You know who the threat is. The guys who own the businesses, the guys who own the big corporations, and the left owns a lot. The people who can make things like this happen. That is who your real issue is with. But I think some of y'all are afraid of them. So you become powerless and blame it on the blacks who don't have that power. Charlie Kirk went around talking about black dysfunction, and black people were not responsible for his death. It's unfortunate it happened to him. But who are your real issues there? And it's not us. We've been neutralized as a community against whites. It's been over a long time ago. That was the whole plan, and you got successful with it. But the problem is, now you have other issues coming in the country. That ain't got nothing to do with us, but we are a punching bag for y'all. Until now, you can't get out of it this time. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of That's Celebrity Junk.
What's up, Mika? What's up, your masters?
Morning, Garfield. Yeah, I agree with everything he said. He is so right. What's his name?
O'Shea Duke Jackson.
Yeah. It's hard to feel sorry for a guy like that who had those talking points. Like, so I don't empathy. He came out his own mouth saying that don't have empathy for anybody that got shot. So why should we care that he got shot?
Yeah, I made a post on Facebook, right? And a lot of people were. I made a comment that we shouldn't mock or laugh, but I didn't know how serious. I didn't know Charlie Kirk was this huge guy. I didn't know he was this popular because remember, I'm watching white folks on my timeline. I'm not even watching black folks. I'm watching the white folks respond when it happened, and they were saying that people were mocking and the dead. So I'm not even thinking in that sense.
No, I don't think.
I thought about it. Hold on 1 second. Then I thought about it, and I'm like, I understand why some of the people was mad with me with my post. But I'm saying to everybody, me personally, I don't think we should mourn or be empathetic towards him as far as the things that he has said that's wrong and lies about us as a community, black people on a whole. But to joke and laugh and ha ha ha, he died, da 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 da, I'm not doing that. That's me personally. I'm not saying that you can't do that. You could do whatever you want to do. I'm not doing that. That's just me. Well, go ahead. Finish your point, sis. Hold on, James. Finish your point, sis.
No, I was just saying that I don't think people is mocking. They just showing that this is his talking point. Why should we even care? Even white people are saying that because I've seen a lot of white posts and video, and they were like, "Look at this man."
Mm-hmm.
You know, at least this time they didn't miss. No, I'm just saying. But everybody.
Yeah, they were mad to the point that they called in and threatened the HBCUs, and I'm saying that's just white folks' knee-jerk reaction towards we not being sad that this dude died. I'm not sad that he died.
Yeah,
I don't know him. I don't care for him. I don't have no feelings towards him either way. But I'm just saying we mocking as a people. We've turned into what white supremacists used to do to us, and that's the crazy part. But go ahead.
You heard what he said about how black people been taking it, but we never did anything to them. They doing it to themselves. So I felt like black people are tough because they have to take certain stuff, but you won't see them going out trying to kill the oppressor, like he just said. Right.
Good point. Hey, James, what's up? What's on your mind?
Hey, how y'all doing? How you doing, Mika? How you doing, Brother Garfield?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I do kind of agree with you, Garfield. Like, hey, if you don't want to mock him or in his death, you don't have to, But me personally, I'm not necessarily mocking him, but I have zero sympathy for him. And the interesting thing is that it seems like always what happens is that with people, the people who are usually on the same spectrum as you politically are usually the ones that take you out. Because there's a theory going around that based on what was on the shell casings, that the dude might be part of a group called Goipers and
No, I wouldn't even go in that route. I think
I'll go in that route.
they said he's a part of what type of group? Go ahead. Say it. Say the
It's
name.
like a white nationalist group. It's called Groypers. Nick Fuentes. Nick Fuentes. If you ever seen like Kanye go on what's it called, on like Alex Jones and stuff like that, that was the white guy that was with him. They're neo Nazis. Yeah, a lot of the stuff that was on the shell casing. That again, it's a theory. We don't know. He hasn't talked. We don't know what's going on. But that is one of the theories that is out there, that he might have been part of that group, and they hated Charlie Kirk, and they would go to his events and they would harass him and other people at the events because he's not right enough. He's not white nationalist enough. He's not nationalist enough. So it's again.
I think from what I've heard on social media, I don't have any confirmation that he had a trans boyfriend, whatever. So it's like that may have triggered him. I don't know, but everything is right. It's a MAGA civil war because his father is a sheriff in the police department for over 25 years. He's the one that turned him in. And I see my brother Psalms 3:16 says something carefully here. Now this is why people say to me, right? Why we always say Christianity is the white man's religion. I'm gonna say this to my Christian brother. Listen, put your religion aside. They created a religion. Blessed are those who you're supposed to forgive people, turn the other cheek, do whatever. I know what your religion says, but there's a time when your social status has more meaning than your actual belief system. Because your belief system is based on faith. Your social status is not based on faith. It's a reality. You are black and in America. You could be stopped down the street just for being your skin tone. Don't think the police officer who's racist is saying, oh, you're a Christian, we good. No. So this is where I draw the line. When you're a Christian and you believe wholeheartedly, you have your belief, but don't forget your social status. You can't. Which one is more important? You might say your faith, but your faith is internal for you. Your reality is walking on the street every day with a dark skin, brown skin that don't look like other people. That's a reality. I don't think Christians get that. And one of the things, I mean, I admire my Christian brothers and sisters a lot. And y'all know I normally don't go in on Christians. But there is a video, 2 videos I want to show real quick, just to point out my point. I love JP Uncut. Love these dudes. Love this dude, right? Let me go to his channel real quick. These dudes are making videos cry like they want to cry over this dude. I don't get that. I don't get it.
Garfield, you heard that God Logic was crying? Like,
yes, I heard it. I'm about to play it right now. It's crazy. Why are you crying over this dude? For what? And then I'm looking at what you call it. Hold on, let me see if I could find it real quickly. If I could find this video real fast. Hold on 1 second, family. American legend. Then he's comparing the dude. Look at this right here. JP Uncut, I like you. You seem like a good guy. You know, we agree on a few things. We don't believe the same thing. But look at this right here. This is where it becomes the white man's religion. An American legend and putting up John F. Kennedy picture along with him. He went down a legend. This is a victory in Christ. Don't be discouraged. Pray for Charlie Kirk. What? What are you talking about? Then you have this other guy right here. What's his name? God Logic. Look at this guy. Look at these guys. Let me go to, where's his videos at? Is there a live video? Let me see if there's a live video. Hold on a second. Hold on 1 second, family. God Logic Apologetics. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Let's take a look at this video right here.
Yeah. So everybody sees the news. Charlie was unalived. He was shot. He died, leaving behind his wife and his 2 kids. It's tough, man. I was just saying here on TikTok, It's the same spirit, but different skin. That same spirit attacking the LGBT woke movement is that same spirit that's in Islam that wants to unalive and persecute the Christians and those who criticize Muhammad. You can't beat us, you can't refute us, so you got to try to kill us. That same spirit that was in the Pharisees that delivered Jesus over to the Gentile Romans to have him crucified. The same spirit in those Jews who had Stephen stoned and unalived. The same spirit in those who had James unalived. That same spirit that had Paul and the other apostles unalived. It's that same spirit, just different skin.
This dude here
wants to get rid of the believers, especially the ones that's making.
What are you talking about?
The ones that are out there in the front line.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask anybody a question who want to join.
I can understand
if you're a Christian and you're born again and you die, aren't you going to a very special place? Why are you sad he's dying? He's just getting there faster than you based on your belief. So why are you crying?
Exactly.
You see, this is the hypocrisy, man. This is goes back to my rat poison bet that I did with a Jehovah's Witness in the barbershop over 20 years ago. If you are going to die and go to a heaven, and I said, eat the rat poison, pray over it to show me your faith that your God has power. So you win. You win on both sides. If you die, you're going to heaven. If you don't die, I'm now a new believer in what you believe. I'm a follower now. I'll jump on the bandwagon. It's crazy. What's up, Thunder? I ain't talk to Thunder and Mad. I don't know what I did to Thunder, but we don't talk no more.
Here comes the Thunder.
Hey, Thunder, am I wrong, bro? You a believer, but you have common sense. Are you crying that I know you're also Republican leaning. Are you crying that Charlie Kirk is dead?
Have I shed a tear because he's dead?
Yeah.
No, I shed a tear. But let me ask you a question. Let's walk down. You got anybody else on the panel?
Yeah, I got Mika and James. You good? They spoke already. Go ahead.
All right, good. Y'all give me a love. Let's do a back and forth right quick.
Yeah.
Me and you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question. When it come down to Captain Cesaria, give me your. I'm just.
Yeah, I know.
It's gonna sound like I'm bright. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying him in particular, but let's just use him for example. How do you feel about him? How you feel? Give me your impression.
I think he's a spirited human being that believes in what he truly believes in. I look at him as a regular dude on the street. Just hold to a certain position. I don't look at him any different than anybody else.
Well, I look at him differently. I think he's an asshole. Is really strong in his belief.
Oh, I think what Thunder is trying to say, as a Hebrew Israelite, do I think he's
Chill out. Let me walk. So now, you say spirited, regular guy, good dude, right? Mika say asshole, but believes in what he preaches. That's what y'all say. So that to me, there's two opposing views, well, kind of opposing views. But you know, this same guy that you say is a good dude, and a regular guy is the same guy that had white people on their feet kissing his boots. That said that white people are the devil. That said that he hate Africans. It's the same guy now. So right. And again, let me walk just a little bit So
good.
to be clear,
You good.
so to be clear, I love Candace. I love everything about it. I'm not saying anything negative about him. I am saying when you put everything on the table, no, I don't think anything will equal the hate that we are seeing portrayed against Charlie Kirk. So the comparison I would make is Camp Zaria will go into the middle of that street on 125th, stand on that dais with his uniform on, say his mind, say his piece. Don't matter who he offends, say what he think is the truth. No matter who it offends, no matter if it's right or wrong, he gonna say it. And for that, most of our community respects him, whether it's a Christian or not. It's more Christians respect him than anything. You see what I'm saying? And he's spoken against Christianity. He's spoken against all that stuff. These are things that are on the record. But we don't look at Captain Zaria in a bad light for the most part. So when we draw the equivalence,
you're making
Charlotte. Hold on. I'm with you.
Good
So
point.
Charlie Kirk, no matter what people think, he gonna get in front of that he gonna get on his 125th, which is a college campus. He gonna say his truth, no matter who it offends, no matter what anybody think. He gonna do his thing, and he has been offensive to black people in some cases. He's been offensive to gay people in some cases. But guess what? The comparison is Captain Zaria has too. He's been offensive to black people. He's been 100% offensive to gay people. He's been offensive to damn near every demographic. But we love Cap. That's my captain. Now again, this is not me talking about him because if I was a Hebrew,
Thunder.
you see what I'm saying? If I was a Hebrew Israelite, I would be an ISUBK. It ain't nothing else.
Right.
It wouldn't be no other camp I be in because of how much I respect Captain Zaria.
All right,
but I'm telling you,
let me get
hold on, let me finish. But what I'm saying is, regardless of what anybody, we can ask even Mika. Mika referred to him as an asshole first, if she's still on the panel. Mika, and you know I love you. You one of my favorites on here. You've been down for a long time.
Yep.
If she's still on the panel, hold on. If she's still on the panel.
1 second, Thunder. 1 second. Let me say this carefully. I share your views on a lot of things that you say. Matter of fact, now I'll go as far as saying 99% of the times I agree with Thunder, right? The issue here that you're bringing up with Kirk, I said at the beginning of the show, I don't believe in mocking the dead, no matter who it is. I don't believe in that in general. I don't believe in laughing at people who die. I don't generally believe that or hold to that position. But that's me. That's me individually as Garfield. I can't tell anybody else what to do. But in response to what you just said, I'm gonna let Fontaine, you there?
Hold on, let me ask Mika one question. I'm done. I'm Fontaine can have it. Let me ask one more question. Mika, if you on the panel, let me ask you. You just referred to Captain Zaria as an asshole that was leading out the block. You disagree. In other words, you disagree with him and his whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be joyful of seeing a $50 size hole in his neck, leaving behind all of his wives, leaving behind all of his children? Yes or no?
No, I wouldn't want to see that.
Okay, that's it. Go ahead, Fontaine.
Hey, what's up with y'all? How y'all doing?
All right,
What's
brother.
up, man?
Go ahead.
So, first I'm gonna say, I think we tend to forget like the era we living in right now. Like people make fun of literally everything. So it's not like just his death that people make. People are making fun of every single thing that happens, whether it's the worst thing or not. People are making fun of. People made fun of plenty of people's deaths that didn't even spew any type of hate or distasteful words. But as far as Charlie Kirk goes, Charlie Kirk wouldn't have any empathy for Captain Tazariak or a black Hebrew Israelite if something happened to them. So I'm sure he really doesn't care that I don't have any empathy for his death. I'm not saying that people should laugh at it or should mock it, but I'm not over here crying because they are. Like it is what it is, bro. You set yourself up for what you want people to see you as. He had plenty of opportunities to listen to black people, explain to him why he was incorrect in his views of black people, and he stood on it. So you're a racist. Once you stand on that side and say, "No, I still believe these things. I still hold to these things that I believe, even though in the face of you showing me and telling me this ain't what it is," then that's what you are, bro. You're a racist. It's cool. I'm not gonna sit here and cry about a racist being shot, especially the fact that he wasn't shot by a black person. He was shot by one of his own. So if Captain Tazariak, God forbid, any black Hebrew Israelite was murdered in cold blood, as this man was, because that was murder, and that is wrong. But if one of them was to be hurt that way by another black person, I promise you, no white person would care, and a lot of them would be laughing.
Let me ask you a question. Do you agree with Captain Tazariak's and ISUPK's view on Africans, Fontaine? Just yes or no. All right. Do you view him at this point to be a racist? Yes or no? Okay. Do you believe that if Captain Tazariak or anybody from ISUPK were to fall in the middle of 125th from a gunshot to the head, do you believe that Christians, Muslims, atheists, all over the board would be not sympathetic, but would they be cheering because that happened? Either yes or no. Which one you think?
I can't answer that yes or no because I think it'll be mixed. But yes, I think some will be cheering, and I also think some will be like, "That's messed up. Y'all shouldn't be doing it." So I think it'll
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. If you fair with me, bro, I'm be fair with. That's fair. That's all I got.
Yeah, that's all I see it as.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. The comment on the page, Psalm 316 said, "I'm black and I'm pissed. He got popped for free speech, and everyone seems to be okay with that." No, first of all, I should have responded to you correctly. Nobody agrees. Not everybody. I don't think any. This is why I'm saying when your political views can kill you. This is why it's in the headline of the actual YouTube video that's being put out in the public right now. Because that's why I feel he got popped because of his political views. That's why he got shot. I don't think it's right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not running around saying, "Yeah, Charlie Kirk got killed because da 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 da." And to my brother Kwesi Kelly, you asked a crazy question in the chat. Aren't you Christian Garfield? Why? Because I think Jesus is a real person. Oh man, I don't know about these people, man. But Thunder is making a good point. We don't have to agree with Thunder. He's making the case saying if Captain Tazariak, who has spewed hatred out of his mouth from his advantage point and some crazy things, if he got hurt the same way like Charlie Kirk, how would we respond? He's putting out something there based off of two things. One, somebody we are familiar with, and somebody who is actually who's black. So he's trying to bring a balance to the conversation to point out to us in our face, because this guy is white, we have this point of view. And because he spewed some hatred things, we have a view towards him. What Thunder is doing, he's actually bringing balance to the conversation, whether we agree with him or not. Now, Charlie Kirk has said things that are true. Certain statistics are true, but he's also capped on a lot of statistics he reads about black people. All right. Now, as far as Fontaine, go ahead. You could finish your point now, my brother.
No, I mean, I was pretty much done. But as far as what you just said about Kirk, like, the reason I call him racist, because some people like just act like he wasn't racist, is because, like you just said, he'll say certain stats, but when people try to give him the nuance of the stat, or he'll ignore why that stat might be like that. Like, he'll just say that black fathers don't be in their kids' lives, they just abandon the women. He'll just blanket that statement. Like, he literally said the culture of black men is to leave their family. Like, you can't just say that and then, like, you're saying that to millions of other white people. So you're convincing millions of other white people that black people just don't like being fathers. We just hate our kids. And me as a father sitting there watching that is like, bro, what the hell? And you got a black man trying to explain to you, yo, bro, that's not the case. You misrepresenting that statistic. And he didn't care. He stood on it, and all his people cheered and clapped for him. So it's like, why would I have empathy for a person like that when he don't have empathy for my people?
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not saying anybody to have empathy or mourn or whatever. I don't know who this guy is. I was just on my timeline, and I've seen a little comments here. I've seen like around 9 clips of him. So sometimes, because remember, there's 2 things growing up they always tell me not to argue: politics and religion. Y'all know I debate religion, so I didn't listen to my parents at all on that point. But politics has become the new religion. It seems like your political views can get you killed. But go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. And this is gonna be a little creepy, but kind of bear with me a little bit. Garfield Reed has said a numerous amounts of inflammatory remarks toward the Hebrew Israelites, toward Christians, and Christianity as a whole. Garfield Reed has said that he's an atheist and did not believe that there's a God, and said that everything that we believe is a lie. In the Muslims' eyes, you'll be considered infidel. If something were to, matter of fact, let me not do that. I don't want to put none out there, but I would say that we value you being alive, bro. And I think many Christians value that as well. In Hebrew Israelite, y'all bang out, but y'all still cool. Matter of fact, you just had Tazariak on your show last week. I watched the whole thing. I enjoyed it. And he said, and his final remarks was, "Thank you for having him. He enjoyed being on your show." You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that man wouldn't be saying, "Oh hell, he be banging out." He done wrote a book about the Hebrew Israelite. He bang on Hebrew Israelite. He bang on Jesus and everything else. Man, to hell with that nigga. He wouldn't say that. You could call him right now. He wouldn't say that. You couldn't pay him to say that, bro.
I taught him well.
Good. I'm glad you did. You couldn't pay an amount of money that he could pay you, that you could pay him for him to not want you to be on this earth, man. And I'm saying, and that's regardless of what you said against.
I don't like that. I don't like that part. I think you when you said that for him not to be on this earth. I don't think anybody was wishing death on Charlie Kirk per se. I think that everything you said was fine.
No, to be joyous about him not being on this earth. Yes, there is a lot of people that's
a personal individual choice, though. I don't do that. That's not my choice.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying you can't ignore the fact that it's happening, Garfield. It's happening. There are people that are celebrating this man out of here, and I'm telling you, as much banging as you done on the Hebrew Israelites, to the point where you done made thousands of dollars on a book writing about them. And they wouldn't do that, man. They'll be at your funeral, lined up. You know it. I guarantee ISUPK will be there in the building.
But they can say
matter of fact, matter of fact, who the General Yohana will be there. Now, in your heart of hearts, you laughing, and I get it, but in your heart of hearts, you think I'm right or wrong? Which one?
You're right. Yes, you're right.
Okay.
But Garfield, they would consider him their brother, though. Like
those that wish my death.
That's not
the one that actually say it. But let me say this though. Do you think comparing Tazariak and Kirk is really a good analogy. This is a dude that has an influence. He has views like 23 million views, and he's a very popular conservative Christian. Do you know, and this is a rhetorical question, do you guys know why Donald Trump ran as a Republican? Because there's a conservative movement that likes on the edge type of talk. So Kirk was a perfect guy. Ben Shapiro is one of them. Candace Owens is another one. This is why they're in the topic. They're in the headline. I'm saying to you, Thunder, is not that he hates black people as some of us probably think. Is what has his rhetoric and his history shown us. He has spewed lies on the community, and those lies have inspired people to repeat those lies and sometimes even act on it. People always say why black folks don't make it, some black folks don't make it in America, or why there's this image of black people. It's because of lies like what Kirk used to tell. When you're lying about statistics and lying about black people do this, he was correct on the murder thing though. The murder thing with the 50% is actually correct.
How many black people cheered when Malcolm X was killed?
Did black people cheer when Malcolm X was killed? I didn't hear you. Thunder, say that again.
I said, how many black people cheered when Malcolm X was killed, bro?
I got a question about that.
I don't know about that. But what's up, Truth?
What's up? So he just asked exactly what I was going to bring up. So Malcolm X was a young man who went around to college campuses and spoke to probably some of these kids' parents or grandparents on them campuses. Malcolm X was also a young black man who was killed by one of his own, right? So with all of those things in common, or similarities, I should say, have you ever questioned one time, well, how did white folks feel or react when Malcolm X got killed? I've heard plenty of talks about Malcolm X all throughout woke-topianism, and never once was the question was, well, how did white folks feel about when Malcolm X got killed?
I know.
But now it seems to be going about, well, how black folks are reacting to some white dude who got killed.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's
a good analogy as far as popularity.
That's a great question, True. But the point wasn't the black and white thing. I wouldn't say. I was really going for the community which I'm talking to right now. I'm not even talking about black. I'm sure some white people that listen to Garfield right now. Right now, as we speak, there's some white people listening. I wasn't really going for the white people, black people thing. I was just saying I was speaking to my community. But if you want to, say it again.
I ain't saying I said I got you.
But what you're saying is fair, because I guarantee you, the majority of white people was cool with him being killed. Right? No problem. I ain't even tripping. I wasn't going from a race standpoint. I'm going from whoever it was said about from a free speech. This is political. This is a political assassination more so than anything. So,
right, but hold on.
Give me 2 minutes, maybe 2 minutes. I ain't gonna take up a lot of time. So to boil down Captain Tazariak as a racist bastard that need to be shot would be retarded for us. And the same thing would be the same for Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, like I say, Christian values. Regardless of what you said, you may have disagreed with. He took no actions against black people. He took no actions against anybody. He just said, "This is how I feel about a certain subject." And what I'm saying is, if we gonna get to that point where we say, "This guy, I don't like what this guy said," it's not a black and white thing. We're talking about free. We're talking about anybody being allowed to say what they want to say. And be void of a danger of their life. That's what we're talking about. It's not he's the black cracker. I mean, a black man, so screw that cracker. No, man.
So what happens is
our life does become a central point in this, and it is highly political and is historical to this country. And in this issue in particular, what happened when it was a white-on-white crime incident is you have black churches and HBCU schools then targeted for bombings and kidnappings and and shootings and all this other stuff behind a political white-on-white crime incident. Because we are tied, we have to be injected into this story somehow, because that is the American story no matter what. So we are a part of this story and clearly had nothing to do with it, no matter what he was saying, and we were one of his main targets. So it becomes political now when our children are at HBCU schools and have to deal with some white-on-white crime incident because of the politics of America.
Let me ask you a question. You ever heard this guy by the name of Dylan Roof?
Eddie who?
You ever heard of this guy by the name of Dylan Roof?
Yes, I have.
Dylan Roof walked into a black church, killed 9 people, cold-blooded.
Yes.
The members of their families. After this man shot and killed these people for no reason at all, didn't say nothing hateful, didn't say nothing. Killed their people. Black people walked in there and said, you know what? I don't want to have the death penalty. I forgive them. I love them, etc. and etc. What I'm telling you, my brother, Charlie Kirk words, if he talking about, let's just say he stated a bad statistic that was misleading. Fine. Bro, is that worth us hating this if somebody killing our family members did not cause us to hate them?
So some
how in the world can we flip to the point where we saying, now this man said a bad statistic about black fathers and he a racist and he deserved to die?
So what happens in the bin?
Who said he deserved?
Going back to our history in this country,
whatever.
It's going to go down to the same thing, Thunder, and it's been a question and a fight amongst us. Why are we crying when Massa happened to die or get sick? It's a song called Master.
I'm not talking about white people, bro.
Yes, we absolutely are. Because you're talking about black folks in a church now who got slaughtered, giving a forgiveness to some white boy who did it because of racist ideology. So you are talking about black people. Once again, you're talking about the fabric of America.
Yeah, I think that's not okay. A gang member, a black.
Can I speak real quick? What up, Truth? What up, Thunder? What up, Danny? What up?
Hold on, let Thunder finish his point. Let Thunder finish his point.
My point is, if you want to make it black, and I understand what you're saying, True, with the black and white, but I'm not even trying to go black and white. I'm saying let's just go with a gang member in Chicago that just killed 4 or 5 people whenever.
Okay.
How many black people saying, I wish that nigga would die?
Many.
It ain't a lot.
Yes, it is. Nas rapped about it in songs. I forget the name of the song. I can hear the lyric in my damn head. Yes, niggas all the time saying, I'm happy Pookie got killed. Yes, those are facts. Well, and everybody ain't out there lighting a candle or wearing a T-shirt from Pookie. Those are facts.
Hold on 1 second. Dude, hold on 1 second. But Thunder, why are you equating what's happening in the quote unquote black community compared to Charlie Kirk? The issue is the inciting of anger against a whole entire community. Somebody killing somebody is basically an issue that's internally in Chicago streets, or gang affair, or whatever reason why that person killed whoever, has nothing to do with Charlie Kirk and his issue on an entire race. That person in Chicago is dealing with something within their own internal life, their internal neighborhood. You can't compare that to Charlie Kirk. Now, what I'm going to do is I need to find a clip because I don't really know Charlie Kirk, to be honest.
None of y'all niggas know Charlie Kirk.
Correct. So why does it matter to us? Correct. You just said.
There we go.
So the thing is, whether he dead or not, who cares? So when Negroes go around saying who cares, it's literally who cares. Niggas die every day, B.
No, you could, if you go that route, I'm straight.
That is
The point
what I
is,
hear most people saying. It just becomes
nah,
algorithmic.
bro. This
Yeah,
you
so
see, this nigga
hold on.
celebrating it because
Hold
he a
on.
quote unquote
Yes,
racist.
because it is algorithmic fodder, and this is the world we
Well,
live in. Because it
maybe
comes
so.
across to Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and
Maybe
everybody
so.
can chime in just like if some, I don't know, supermodel ODs tonight or something. Yes, you never heard of it, but it becomes something to talk about. He just another nigga dead, something to talk about. This too shall pass.
Yeah. Well, it's the difference is it's not just some guy. This is a political figure that
Who
was
most people
probably
didn't know
number.
of before he got knocked off.
Say it again.
Who most people, like you just said, most of the highly melanated people didn't know of till he got knocked off.
Yeah, that's right.
But yet their colleges and churches were targeted like they had something to do with it. And now everybody's looking for the Negroes' opinion on something we ain't have nothing to do with. In the whitest state of America, white people kill white people. Where is the National Guard is the question.
For a murder?
Yeah, they got a political assassination going on out there.
So what's up?
All right. How many murders Utah have in the year?
Well, it was one that count because people keep talking about this nigga. He flying on presidential planes, and the Yankees got moments of silence for him. So it's out of control.
No, they ain't out of control. Biden's not out of control. That's how big he was. Y'all just don't know how big he was. He was the leader of the conservative youth movement.
If he died, that's my point. Why are people asking whether black people care, whether somebody you just admitted again,
Bro,
we don't know about, died?
We'll mention it because Garfield has it at the title of his show. I wasn't gonna bring it up.
Because like Garfield, like rightly so, like I would anybody else, hey, this is an algorithm. I'm gonna talk about it for a second. It was just Umar was just an algorithm. He was talking. It makes perfect sense why people.
Well, I'm just asking the question. You're right.
I'm with you, Thunder. I'm with you, Thunder. So I understand why everybody talks about it. I'm not knocking that. What I'm saying is this thing like black people supposed to care. I'm more care about, like Dr. Mo is saying, why if this is some issue to dealing with some people we never heard about are HBCUs and black churches being targeted.
Right. So
ain't nobody been targeted or killed or nothing.
Because what?
Y'all just people make that up. Ain't nobody killed nobody in no black college.
What? It made it up. They made this up.
Let me ask you a question. How many black people have been killed at a black HBCU this week? Tell me.
So let me ask you a question. How many of them have been in national headlines because whole universities?
I'm asking you a question. How many have been killed? Answer my question first.
That's what's the reality of today.
Answer my question first. I answer your question.
Wait, no, but here it is. This is what we need to deal with because this is reality.
Listen, I asked you a question. How many black people have been killed at an HBCU by a white person this week?
All right, so let me answer your question and then be quiet after I answer it. Right?
All right.
I don't know. So here is my
Why
now. Why you interrupting me? You won't let me say what I'm going to say. I just answered your question. How many of them had lockdowns because another white guy killed another white guy and somehow they got wrapped up in the story? Black children had to be locked down at their colleges this week, and they had nothing to do with this. But because of the politics of America, you got to inject a nigga in here somehow. So now everybody's looking to why you over there snickering in the corner and in the laughing barrel. Who cares? Why are my children attacked when we ain't got nothing to do with it? Is the bigger thing that I don't really hear people talking about.
So to answer your question,
I think talk about that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm just bringing to the conversation is this: in regards to you saying a week before he got knocked off, most people ain't heard of this dude.
And you know that's what's crazy. And I'm gonna say I've been trying to say this. I heard of Charlie Kirk during his ride. Candace Owens, he was big talking to Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro. That's how I got familiar with. I didn't think he was going to rise to the level to where somebody was shooting, and that's unfortunate that it happened. But his views were very anti-humanist, and if that's the right word. He was very pro-white, and his pro-white leaning didn't fit well with the person who obviously took offense with him, who was a person of the same persuasion and the same leanings. So I don't understand how we can glance over all that and just look at the fact that there may be some people who are happy that he got killed. I'm not. I mean, if there's people celebrating it, Thunder, let those people celebrate it. It's a pirate victory for them.
We
Let them have
celebrate
their pirate
Dr.
victory.
Mo. Hold on. Let me just say this real quick, Sabio, because I said this. I wanted to get this. We celebrate Dr. Mo and a whole bunch of other people in this chat. We got full-on parades and everything. We got days off from work and school. They are a bunch of murderers we are celebrating. So don't give me this crap about we don't celebrate murders, because every time they come home, we got a parade and it's filled with the veterans. We ain't never sitting there like, you know what? How many niggas did Dr. Mo murder over there? How many niggas did Thunder, if he happened to be in a military murder? You are celebrating them. So don't act like people don't celebrate murder. I love all this old self-righteous stuff I hear. Not here, but people now getting on. Bull crap. We got Veterans Day and all that other stuff celebrating murder. That's what
you
it is.
just flipped that
murder.
like, you know
Facts.
what, True?
Facts.
True. That's
All
horrible.
facts.
That's horrible what
fact.
you just did.
It's
You
a
just
fact.
flipped a man being murdered to us celebrating war.
Murder is murder.
You are wilding right now.
Depends on what side of the coin
It
you
doesn't matter if you do it in war.
You wilding. That man ain't
Murder is murder. It depends on what side of the coin you are on.
What war is Charlie Kirk? Did Charlie Kirk have an M16 and a damn green hat on his head?
About Thunder. What
You
I'm talking about the
saying that
celebration of murder, the act itself.
Listen, you asked me a question. So you're saying we are not set. All right, good. Now, let's bring this up. The guy, hold on, the insurance guy who just got murdered by the guy last year.
Right.
What's his name?
Luigi.
He was murdered. Listen, listen.
You asked me what's his name, and I just told you.
What'd you say?
Luigi,
right.
Right, I know, right. That's my answer to the question. Go ahead.
Chill, bro. Let me work a little bit. I let you work. All right. So Luigi just killed the insurance guy. The insurance guy, his company had, I think, between a 20 and a 30% acceptance rate from an insurance claim standpoint. That means between 60 and 70% of the people that were filing insurance claims were denied. Luigi killed the guy. Some people, a lot of people, was celebrating this man, Luigi, killing that insurance guy. What I'm telling you is that insurance guy was probably he was a product of a system. He wasn't cheating anybody. He wasn't committed a fraud.
Because they said him himself was cheating people. Are you really going to go down this road? Did you really see
the
case? Him himself.
Well,
yeah.
What I'm speaking. Listen. Okay, that's fine. Let's say that's alleged. We know what we know. It's a fact that he's accused of it, but ain't no fact. You ain't been to court. What court he been to?
It's a fact that they have evidence and he was accused. And
there you go. Evidence ain't got nothing to do with
you said he didn't have anything, and I pointed out that he did.
I didn't say he didn't have anything. I said that he was
It's about murder. It's not about that.
I'm talking about murder. Luigi murdered that man in cold blood, who was a father, husband, and ain't did nothing to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
That was cheered. People was looking at everybody else like, what in the world? Why would you cheer for somebody killed in cold blood? So
Once
imagine
it depends on the side of the coin you're on.
That's
somebody
fine.
dies.
That's fine.
When somebody dies.
That's fine.
Like that.
You got a guy that is a blood that's on the corner selling drugs to our community.
Is he a white blood? Is he a white blood or a black blood?
He's a blood that is selling drugs to our community, that is killing our people.
Okay.
He's also been accused of murdering our people.
He's vicious. Go ahead. I got you.
Same person.
Uh-huh.
And you should know, being in New York, was murdered in a drive-by.
It's more murders probably per capita in Atlanta, but go ahead.
He was my point is his name is Alpo Martinez or whatever his name was.
Right. So niggas die every day.
The man was killed in New York.
Down the block from the precinct.
Right.
Right. Okay, where we going?
How many people were cheering that man getting killed?
Quite a few. Probably all of Harlem, but definitely quite a few. Quite a few people were cheering Alpo's death. You just died on Alpo? You just died on an Alpo? Like, really? That's how you went out on a Sunday? You went out on niggas die every day.
Yeah, he did a what about it?
How many people cared when Alpo died? Is that what you just died on a Sunday, my man? From state to state. Yo, do you realize that people who've never been to New York know the Alpo name because of the movie and cheer? He is literally the poster child for rat and snake. Do you know how many people cheered? Is that the example you're going to use, brother? Really?
Well, I think it's a good example.
That was a good example. Chat. Put a 1 in the chat. You think that was a good example, my brother. Garfield, call me. We're going to have some chat interaction.
That's fine.
Thank you, Sabio. That was horrible. Do you know literally how many people cheered when Alpo got knocked off, and it ain't had.
I ain't seen one person.
What?
Harlem.
Name your whole section of a borough, Harlem.
Mika, get some straightening right quick.
Oh, shit. People were cheering.
But no, for real, man. For real, it's to me.
Thunder. People was cheering his death in L.A. And
well, how many people cheering Nipsey Hussle death? How many people cheering that nigga?
Some of them niggas was cheering it.
Nah, son. Nah.
You mean
Nipsey Hussle?
There were people who was ops against Nipsey Hussle and all that intricate stuff that I don't know about. Who cheered? Like, what are you talking about?
How many people cheering Mill 3 death?
Big U was
how
on
many
there.
people cheering
in the car making fun of it and laughing.
How many people cheering Young Dolph? Young Dolph death? How many people cheering B.I.G. death? How many people cheering Tupac death?
That's why they call them ops. Are you listening? They are ops because they are opposing or opposite of someone else. So their demise is a celebration. Why? They were the ops.
Nah.
Can I say something real quick, man?
Go ahead.
You had Bloods and Crips at Nipsey Hussle.
Did you go? Did you go?
Can I?
I saw it.
Go ahead.
Let me say something, man. Like, first and foremost, I don't think that Charlie Kirk should have been shot and died in that way, because in American history, there have been a lot of people with misinformed views, crazy political opinions, and over time, those opinions have fallen by the wayside. That doesn't mean they don't exist, but in our politics, we have moved forward in a lot of ways from those places, right? You can go back to the civil rights movement. You'd had people on the opposite side of wanting to support that movement or against MLK, and
or slavery.
MLK got the laws changed in this country. That movement got laws changed in this country, and we move forward. That doesn't mean we'll always move forward. We could revert back to where we were too.
We are.
But I'm just saying that in general, we should work towards bringing people to our side through discussion, debate, the way how we move, like how we live and things like that, right?
What is our side? What is our side?
Well, now when it comes to one second, brother. When it comes to our side, right? There's multiple sides that we're all on. right?
Right. So it's not. It's more
And
than one side.
it's more than one side.
Correct.
But
Okay.
on the side of, for me at least, more rights for more of us to be free, to be safe, to be able to pursue economics and
So look,
have
hold
full
on, real
rights as
quick,
a
real
citizen,
quick.
more equal rights as a citizen for us all,
I
essentially.
don't mean to interrupt you, but I hear when
Yeah.
I hear that sometimes when we drill down a little bit, pause. So that sounds like idealism to me, because how
This
that could
is
be
cool.
really
No,
put
this is
forward. Hold on, just hear me
kumbayaism.
out. Hear me out, Sabio.
Yeah, I'm
Because you
listening.
mentioned something about safe, right, bro? Well, politically, it is now being spun that you need the National Guard in certain areas where happen to be full of highly melanated people in order for safety to reign. So do you think that, okay, well, some people are saying, well, that's going to make us safer, that should be an action that people take?
And so, no, I don't think that's action that needs to be taken because, for one, it's not following the correct processes
It's
to
completely
to
that's
get.
why he's doing it.
It's pretty much like kind of like not normal. It's not the norm, and it might even be illegal, right? Because they said the governor should invite you to the state to start with,
Yeah, but the
right?
thing is, the question of whether legality is or not is that it's happening, and that is the reality that we're facing.
Right.
That is
And
the
so I
case.
get your point. And my position would not be that's not the way to go. I would go more with a position of, because they're professionals to talk about how to reduce crime, reduce violence and stuff like that, right? And you have
Y'all
people
all over the
like
place.
a Jens Ludwig, a professor that studies stuff in the South Side of Chicago, and he has ideas that have nothing to do with what they're doing right now, right? In terms of bringing in the military, right? We know that's kind of just the way that the person that's in control is trying to push things,
Right. So
to
okay,
gain
okay,
more
right there, right
control,
there.
right?
So look, so then when you have someone in the case bringing it back home, Thunder, we talking about someone
Yeah, bro,
who
y'all
can
all
now
over the
be
place.
hold on, who can be a mouthpiece for those things and spew that type of rhetoric that inflames those things, right? Where do you think that person will sit in all this? Because you mentioned something at the top level, like politics and the presidency doing one thing, but there is someone or something that is swaying the people with the rhetoric. So when they do that, where does that person fit in?
Right. And that is true. But the thing we first
Correct.
got to identify, right? And if you're really listening, Thunder, this is not all over the place. This is the crux of the argument, right? Because it's all percentages and numbers. And it's very difficult to say 100% agree over. It's never 100% generally. Like 100% or so, like for instance, the CEO's death, right?
What are we talking
Yes,
about?
of course, there's going to be some people that are going to celebrate. The question you got to ask yourself, are the majority of people celebrate? And that answer is no. Same thing with Charlie Kirk. You're always going to be able to find someone who celebrates an act.
Okay,
The
what?
question is it the
So
majority? One other
about
statement, one other statement before you go, Sabio. Sorry, one other statement, right? Now, the question you have to ask next is who is the person celebrating?
I
Now, let
want
me
to
give you
know
an
who is the
example.
person threatening the HBCUs and the black churches when we ain't got nothing to do with it.
Brother,
That's what
brother,
I
that's what
want
I
to know.
want to know.
brother.
Like,
Hey,
what
hold
is
on
it
one
Hold
doing?
second,
on,
guys. Stop
hold
for
on.
1 second, please. Stop for
Uh,
1 second, please.
Yes, sir.
My sister and leader and teacher, Sister Monica, gave me a quick video, just to play a quick clip for you guys, just to bring a little context to the conversation. So just give me 2 minutes.
And then he went to college and got radicalized by the left, but that didn't affect his mindset in theory or anything like they just made him radical. They just made. Are you using radical like in the 90s slang sense of the word? Is that what you mean? Like radical dude? Like, is that, because that's not flowing at all. Like that is, woo boy. That would be like trying to find a way to explain away those HBCU threats.
I told you it was coming at the start of the show. I told you for months. I told you they're going to hit black colleges. I said once they start killing right-wing leaders, populist leaders, they'll then claim that white supremacists, in the name of that person, to connect them to the Republicans in general, even though it makes no sense, are killing migrants and black people. You're like, well, where are a bunch of black people? Black colleges, black churches. And we know the FBI under Biden tried to get, so the ADL, Southern Poverty Law Center, have been caught trying to wind these guys up, particularly Southern Poverty Law Center. So people ask, how do I know this stuff? They go, he must be on the inside, as if the average CIA person knows any of this. No, I know how to track their propaganda.
So let me get this straight. So the left is responsible for Tyler Robinson because they radicalized him, but the left, even though he was right-wing and donated to Trump, the left is still responsible because he was radicalized. But the left also is responsible for calling in the threats to because they want to look like victims. And so it all come, sometimes I wonder how y'all function. Sometimes I wonder, do you blame if you leave the light on in the bathroom, you blame the left for that? Like, is it, where were you last night? The radical left? Like, I don't, we're beyond politics. And how do y'all even function?
All right, there you go. Back to you guys.
Whether left or right, we are at the center of the story. That's the story of America. That's what I'm saying. So they strike from whatever, even with the Civil War and whatever, we end up being the center of the story. We ain't got nothing to do with this. That's what it is. And so
truth. Truth. In this circumstance, right?
Yes, sir.
You are right that it's wrong to shift it towards black folks, right? But my point is saying that you're never going to have 100% of people riding with. You're going to always have someone that celebrates something they shouldn't celebrate and all that type of stuff, right? Now, the thing is, the next question you got to ask is, who is doing the celebrating? If it's just a regular person.
Why is that important, though? Because
no, brother. I'm gonna tie it in. I'm gonna tie it in right now.
No. It's not an important question, because as you were saying, you're going to have those who celebrate and those who aren't. It's people who may not have empathy or may have their political views or their stances against Charlie Kirk. The bigger picture is, how did this tie into black HBCU?
Brother, I'm getting to that now.
No, you're not.
Getting to it. I'm getting to it.
Get there quick.
Because by the way, it doesn't, hold on one second. Because we're black, we are worried about how does it tie into black. But in reality,
no, people worrying about their kids at school and their mamas at church when they ain't got nothing to do with it.
Right? I get your point. But there are also people that are tying in to the fact that they're saying the guy was a leftist before they knew who it was that did it.
Yo.
You see what I'm saying? So they didn't just tie just black folks in. And then on top of
that's what the politics. Where were they saying that they were going to start going after white churches? Where were they saying that they're going to start going after PWIs?
Man, y'all
right after it happened, it automatically went to HBCUs and black churches.
Ain't nobody stunned. Y'all off the subject. Ain't nobody no HBCU got shot. Y'all, this is what you call a red herring.
Correct.
So we got to talk about black people that's not happy about.
Right. Some other kid
but we can't talk about the actual threats to HBCU. And black folk haven't done nothing to Charlie Kirk, but we complaining about them not being mad that he did.
Right.
The other thing is Charlie Kirk has said some wild stuff about black folks, bro.
Which is inciting the children that would shoot up an HBCU or a black church.
Ain't nobody shut up no HBCU or no black church.
Because
it starts with a threat.
So you making it up.
I'm making it up. Did you see the headlines from the past week?
I don't care about no headline. How many people got shot?
care about reality, you want to make it up.
So threats to black children is nothing to talk about, but laughing about a man's death is something to cry about. That's crazy.
Reality is 0 people got shot, and y'all off the subject. That's the reality right now.
I'm talking about
how many black people got shot at the HBCU. Do you have the numbers on that? Since you care about the HBCUs and who got shot there, and you asked me the question, do you have the numbers of how many people got shot at the HBCUs this week? A question that you brought up.
0. I say 0. Not from some white people.
When I said I don't know, you just say 0. You have no idea. But the fact is, hold on, multiple HBCUs.
You don't think I would have been on that same news media outlet?
The United States government had to put out a warning, and the black children had to stay. It was a lockdown on HBCUs.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, True. You ever heard of the Ku Klux Klan?
No. Who are they?
All right. So the Ku Klux Klan was a activist group that was born from the Democratic Party to be the military wing of the Democratic Party to carry out different intimidation tactics and murders on their behalf that they couldn't do officially. Now, if you look at Strom Thurmond, prominent senator for years, that nigga was a member of the KKK, and you had none other than the great black Jesus himself, Barack Hussein Obama, give that nigga eulogy.
Okay.
I'm telling you, my brother, to get back on the subject.
Right.
If a member of the KKK can be utilized by a black president, I think he might have been no, he was a president. I think he died while he was a president.
No problem. Whatever he was, keep going because I'm trying to get to the point. Go ahead.
The point, if he could be eulogized and forgiven, matter of fact, we can go a step further. George Wallace, segregation now. Listen. Segregation now, segregation forever. Birmingham, bombing, water hoses on black people, etc. and etc.
Right.
If we can get to the point where that man can switch parties and have a bunch of black people vote him in office.
Okay.
After all of that, you telling me we can't look past Charlie Kirk, quote unquote, racism?
No.
That's what the subject is.
And I'm telling you the answer is no. And why should I'm telling you the answer is no. And why should we care whether Barack Hussein Obama did Strom Thurmond's eulogy or a gospel choir sung at the Klan rally? What does that have to do with, in the midst of political stuff that we are the subject of, Trayvon's murder, all these other black people killing each other? Sorry, hold on. That we now, when a white man kills another white man in the whitest state in America, we have our children who are at college at risk, and our mammies who are praising white Jesus in the church at risk as well. That's it. Because it then goes back to, well, what was this guy saying? And you look at the rhetoric of what Charlie Kirk was saying. Well, hey, you're inflaming a lot of this stuff to begin with. You're not inflaming just the guy that took your head off, but the guy or girl who's now looking at what? Shooting up the HBCU or the black church. That politics and that rhetoric created that environment.
So
by the way, Biden.
We shouldn't care about those threats until they actually kill one of our kids.
I just want to make a correction on something that was said.
Me, bro. You're not finna keep over talking me, bro.
All right, go ahead, man.
So, out of everything that we've been talking about, it seemed like we always have to be the most empathetic people on the planet. Like we have to be the kumbaya. I don't understand this. Like, this man said George Floyd deserved to die. Trayvon Martin deserved to be shot. These are the things this man said out of his mouth. This man has said some vile things about women, men, children, black people, all because he has a pro-white stance. And he thinks the only people that should be allowed to have freedom is white men. I'm not sitting up here praising his death or thanking Tyler for shooting him or none of that. I'm not finna comparing to nobody who's been shot, who's been killed, or any of the people who's been assassinated, because those are false equivalencies. What we have to do is we have to ask, why do we want to be the people that are looking to build bridges with people that are showing us that they don't want to build bridges? Why do we want to fight for those people?
I just want to make a correction. If you're done, Sabio, if you don't mind. You great? I just want to make a correction. So Barack Hussein Obama did not give a eulogy for Strom Thurmond, right? Joseph Biden did a eulogy for him.
And
right?
Strom Thurmond was also sneaking in the slave cabin. Go ahead.
Yes, because he had a mixed black kid with a black woman too. So, I mean, the thing I was going to go, let me go back to what I was saying earlier now, right? So
You
the
said
thing
Barack,
is, right?
You said Barack did eulogize him? Now what you say?
No, it was Joseph Biden, Joe Biden.
Well, okay, let me ask you. Barack was at that funeral?
I'd have to look. I don't remember if he was or not.
Now,
I don't think you know anything. If you don't know if he was at that funeral, you don't even know.
Now you said he eulogized.
Well, all
it,
you
so
gotta
do,
do, brother,
anything?
is look it up. I could be wrong, so check it and come back and tell me
No,
if
it
I'm
ain't a
wrong.
question whether his attendance. He said he had to eulogize, like that was supposed to be a great point in his analogy of Toms who spoke for white races. Right. So it wasn't that he was just in attendance. Thunder made it like he eulogized good old Uncle
Eulogized
Strom.
him. Yeah, he didn't. He did.
Excuse me, Massive Strom.
But the thing is, though, I mean, going back to what I was saying, is that people are always going to, like I said, go against, right? Now, you got to look at who is going against and what their position is, right? And so, for instance, right now, they just started blaming the left automatically, right? Now, a lot of black people are supported, are on the left side of the spectrum, you would say. Not really fully, but they vote for the leftist party, let's say, the Democrat Party, right? And so by blaming the Democrat, and they're saying radical left, demonic Democrat, they just throw out wild terms. They don't even know who did this yet, right? And so now they're ratcheted up the anger against a certain group, right? Or party, right? And this is not just anybody, basic person on the street that you found, or maybe even some YouTuber. This is coming from the President of the United States, representatives in Congress, senators, people in leadership positions. Every Democrat that I could find, former presidents, leaders of the Senate, leaders of the House, all condemn this thing. But on the opposite side, you have them ratcheted it up against the very same people, not even knowing who did it. And so my
let me ask you a
point
question.
is,
Hold on. Here's something. How somebody, y'all could tell me the stats if I'm wrong, that maybe 3% of America had heard of before he got plugged, get the ride on the presidential plane. When have you ever heard somebody getting a ride on the presidential plane?
You, as a black person, y'all niggas are just ignorant.
Go ahead.
Right? So you don't know. I'm gonna tell you if you be quiet. You're just ignorant. You don't know who the man
now I'm
was.
ignorant and a nigga. Oh my God.
Yes, that's the yes. No, I'm saying you black and ignorant. That's what I'm saying.
No, don't try to say it. You called me a nigga ignorant. Stand
no, I don't think I said that. I think I said you black people.
Now you see now. You said it.
I said black people are just ignorant. That's what I said, man. You just made the rest of that up.
Ignorant. Now you trying to
okay. Well, that's what I didn't say. But you heard everybody heard what I said. Everybody heard me say black people just ignorant.
After
That's
you
why you
said
don't know.
niggas are ignorant, and I don't want to keep saying the
No, I
N-word.
said,
After you said
well,
the
whatever,
N-word,
fine.
they're
Now,
ignorant.
let's get to the
You
point.
lost again.
The point is, if you look at, you think it's because only 3% know who Charlie Kirk was, why was he on Air Force Two?
Yes.
The reason why he was on Air Force Two is because he was the leader, the official, well, I don't want to say unofficial. I think he was the official leader of the conservative youth movement in this country. He was hold on, you asked a question. He was extremely pivotal in Donald Trump this time winning the youth vote. He won the youth vote. The first time a Republican has won the youth vote.
Okay.
I think since Ronald Reagan, I believe. Turning Point USA was responsible for signing up millions of people to get on those voter rolls in those cities in which he was doing those college campus tours.
So he was political. Hold on, Thunder. So he was political, right?
He was a political figure. Everybody know that.
So here's the question.
The demon of assassination. That's why you know it's political.
What was his politics toward black people?
His politics toward, I don't know if he had any politics toward black people.
Really? So he was a politician who had the ear of the president, and niggas ain't never come up in his conversation?
I don't think. I hope he had. I hope he didn't.
That's interesting. So he didn't talk about the politics of
now you're going to get off the subject. This is what hearings do.
Please don't run, because this is important. We're talking about somebody who you've identified had the ear of the president, swayed the president.
Nigga, the question was, how can a person that 3% of the people know? That's what I'm saying. You introducing red herrings, man.
No, I'm
Let's finish this point first.
Stop yelling. The point
You're
is
talking about black people. I'm talking about, you said 3%.
Politics, because you said he
was. No, you said how can 3%, a person that's 3%, that the people, no, we have not. I was talking.
What are you harping
we ain't moved past it. You moved past it because you don't want to listen. Be quiet and listen.
On to talk about his connection to the president and his politics, and he had the ear of the youth.
I didn't move on yet. You want me to move on? I don't want to move on. Don't move me on.
How you moved on just now? I just laid it out. We were on to his politics.
No, we were not.
Was he a politician?
You asked me.
Go ahead.
You asked me how I don't mind a simple interruption, but you're not gonna hijack the whole thing back the way you want it.
We're trying to have a conversation because
let's finish this first. Let's finish this first. Then we can. All right. He was the leader. I want to say the official leader of the conservative youth movement. Mm-hmm. He was responsible for signing up hundreds of thousands to even millions, of conservative students, on the conservative rolls. Okay. That's what this man did. He was responsible, very responsible, for Donald Trump getting reelected.
Correct. I'm with you on that. So now I'm asking you.
So that is why
I'm asking you now, since he's connected in politics and is political, what were his politics in regards to black people? And you got a blind spot there?
I said, I hope he hadn't had any
so you
politics
don't
for
even know what his politics toward black people are, but you know.
No, I'm telling you, I hope he had none.
You hope? I'm asking you what you know about his politics.
I don't know what him and President Trump talk about.
Out the window and you now saying you have no idea about his politics toward black people.
What you're doing is introducing things that ain't got nothing to do with this conversation.
You just threw my point.
You want to know about his politics of black people, and that ain't got nothing to do why he was shot.
Yes,
that ain't got nothing to do with why that man got it.
If that ain't got nothing to do why he was shot, why are HBCUs and black churches being targeted? Hold on before you go, because Thunder, please don't run from this. You just admitted to the whole group you have no idea what Charlie Kirk's politics toward black people are. So you really shouldn't speak on the subject. Go ahead.
True.
Not you.
So
yeah,
Trump, I think Thunder was trying to answer your question as to why he was on the plane. And so he's saying he's close to the president, he's close to the political movement, and he helped the president. So now they're putting him on the plane. Now, that's Thunder's position. And we all know Thunder takes the side of that side of the aisle, you know, the more of the conservative Charlie Kirk
Thunder's
type
mad.
wing, right?
His
And there's no
Republicans
way
explain
that
back to
Thunder doesn't know what Charlie Kirk's position is. I would assume there's no way he could not know what his position is on black rights and things like that, because he's made it explicitly clear. He didn't like things like Juneteenth holiday. He said that if he goes on a plane and because of DEI and there's a black pilot, he's going to be worried, and he doesn't support like diversity, equity, and inclusion, even though you have to be qualified to become a pilot. And they're just saying, hey, you're qualified. We're trying to bring more people in, women, men, whatever, right? He has weird views on women, weird views on LGBTQ
So
stuff.
this person,
So he has all these different politics. So
this person who has a relationship with the president and a political figure had an ideology that most black people would seem counterproductive to their life. Yet flags are going at half-mast, and he gets rides on Air Force Two.
Exactly.
Paying respect to an open racist.
Exactly.
Right.
But,
Let me ask you a
What I'm
question.
trying to get at, Fontaine, is why do people run at this?
Was Malcolm X open racist? Was Malcolm X open racist?
Some people think so, yes. Yes, completely. Some people think
I'm asking Fontaine.
And this government will never, and this government will never raise a flag half staff for Malcolm X, ever.
Now, but this is the thing, though.
That's not a good analogy, though. That's not a good analogy.
It's not.
Because remember, in white America, Malcolm X was hated. Even the evening news, the afternoon news that came out that day talk about the Prince of Hate is dead, or the Son of Hate is dead. When they talked about Malcolm X, a total different situation. Now, would they do it for Martin Luther King? Maybe.
But white people at the time didn't like, white society at the time didn't like Martin either.
Yeah.
He was hated big time at that point in time. He was supported in the black community and stuff.
But you know, in all fairness, everybody on the panel, right? The people that vote the most in this country are women, white women.
100%.
The folks the reason why Trump, I was trying to talk about this earlier, why people like Trump is because, right, Trump ran as a Republican because he was always a Democrat, because he's appealing to a demographics that's actually voting. And what happened is, I'm not saying all white people are racist, but the attitude of Kirk and Candace Owens and even Ben Shapiro is appealing to white conservatives who are much younger, who are descendants of the people who felt a way about black folks from the beginning. So some of them grew up in households that was racist. They didn't exhibit that attitude. But now that you hear Kirk, a younger person, that's who they're appealing to make those people who have those racial leanings towards black folks, those feelings, are trying to get them to now vote for the future. And what happened is, the old white folks that vote, they're voting for, what's his name, Trump, because he has a leaning that sounds very anti-black. And it's just facts, Thunder. Whether we want to agree and act like racism don't exist, remember, the majority of the people in the country are still white, and they have the popular vote. So whether they're Democrat or Republicans, there's a white-black problem that's going to permeate within our community and our culture for thousands of years. It's not going away tomorrow. It's not going away today. But the whole attitude toward, I don't know about you comparing to Zaria to Kirk. I don't think there's any comparison. I think what the dude says is inflammatory, and he needs to be.
Are you serious, Garfield? Are you saying that Captain Zaria does not say anything inflammatory about? What are you talking about then?
You can't compare somebody who gets 5 million views to somebody that's barely getting 5,000. You can't compare.
Well, he may get 5,000 views, but do he got 5,000 people actually 5 million people listening to him?
Thunder. Do you know any black person who has killed any white person because of what Captain Tazarek said? Or killed anybody because of what Captain Tazarek said?
I won't think anybody would do that.
Listen, Kirk, do you think those are some of the people? I mean, I'm assuming right now.
There you go. There you go.
People that call the HBCU, are they listening to Tazariak or Kirk?
I don't think those people exist anyway. I think it's made up.
Yo, I can't.
So
Because you wouldn't draw the ain't no conclude. It ain't no direct. It ain't no connection from that 22-year-old white boy to anybody black. You wouldn't even draw that conclusion. It ain't nothing there, man.
Thunder. So you think the whole thing about the HBCUs being called for threat? You think they made it up?
Yeah, it's made up.
Who made it up?
I don't know.
So you don't think anybody called the HBCUs?
I don't think anybody called nobody.
All right.
And if they did, why would they call them and not do nothing?
So, Garfield, you made a lot of good points, man.
So wait, hold on. You don't think anybody called the HBCU and like that just came into the news headline? Is that really what you think?
Truth, I don't even want to go there.
Bro, yeah, it don't make no sense fighting Thunder on that.
I think they made.
2020 election was stolen too.
I
So it doesn't make sense fighting him on that.
I think they made it up, just to stoke more racial division where it wasn't even none.
No,
that ain't had nothing to do with black people.
So why would black people get injected into this story then?
Exactly. You tell me.
So why would they? I'm asking you.
No, I'm asking you. Give me a reason why. Give me one.
It's got the fabric of America, like I stated. So
I'm not talking about no fabric. I'm talking about the shirt. I'm talking about the whole shirt. Give me the whole shirt, not the fabric.
Interrupt and expect an answer. So a white-on-white crime in the whitest state of America that had nothing to do with black people until you drill down and you see, oh, this guy really hated niggas to the core. Did the Negroes do it? No. Well, it riled up the white people, and everybody from the governor of the damn state was hoping it was some radical lefty or some Negro who did it so they could have validation. When in fact it was one of their own. But you know what? Like I say, we are at the essence of every one of these stories. That let's bring the niggas in. It got to be their fault somehow.
You can't even make. You know what you just said? A whole bunch of noise. You ain't even make sense
because HBCUs,
you ain't make sense with nothing you just said.
Churches got threats when the only connection to the
I said, tell me why.
Charlie Kirk hated black people.
All right, cool. Did he hate black people?
You have no idea. I asked you earlier. You have no idea.
I asked you a question. Did Charlie hate
you have
black
zero
people?
idea. You admitted it to the whole chat.
Hey, I'm gonna ask you one more time, and then we're gonna move on.
I'm gonna tell you one.
You said that. You said
about Charlie Kirk.
You said that. No, I don't. But do you?
Huh?
Do you?
Yes.
I didn't say huh. I said do you?
I'm telling you yes. When I hear things about Trayvon and George Floyd, I don't need to hear no further. How about that, Jack? You said about his politics towards black people. You admitted to the whole chat this Sunday morning.
Yes, I did. How you doing? I did. Yeah, I'm done.
Under here, we got Stuppies here. The old gang is back.
Garfield made some good points.
Oh, I'm tripping.
And this is the thing, man, about empathy and stuff like that. First and foremost, let me preface it by saying, man, the country has moved forward from where it was. I would rather be a black person today than in 1870 something, 1880 something, or before that, or even 1940. So the country itself has moved forward. Even racism and who are considered racist in this country is different than it was then. Because you had the Proud Boys leader, Enrique El Tario. If you look at the dude ain't a white dude. You see what I'm saying? Whereas in the Ku Klux Klan, as far as I know, you had to be white. And so, but yet still these ideas.
So you saying Proud Boys racist too? What are you saying now?
The Proud Boys would be considered, I'd have to look it up.
Yes, you do have to look it up.
But I think they would be considered a racist group.
This is how you racist and black people in there. This is the problem. This is why black people are the dumbest people on the planet.
So what? Let me ask you: were plantation owners and slave owners racist? Because they had black people that were cool with them that they loved.
Let me ask you a question.
So they weren't racist, right?
Let me ask you another question. The black people that own them same slaves that you're talking about, were they racist?
They were self-hating Negroes.
I asked you, were they racist?
Well, no, because they were going against their own race. So no, they wouldn't be racist. They would be self-hating Negroes. That's why I answered it how I answered it.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Time out. Thunder. When you talk about blacks owning slaves, you got to go by case, because remember, blacks did buy slaves to own their people that they were related to, or they were
that they were related to.
They had a personal relationship with.
Now, how many of them people? Okay, good, fine. How many? How many of those people that was on them plantations were family members?
One other point on that.
You got to go case by
There you go. There you go. I'm going any case.
There's a dude in Virginia, I think, that bought like 200 people. So if he bought,
and all of his family members.
That was the purpose of him buying them, to buy his family members and members of their families and their kids and their grandkids. You're buying people out of slavery. They did that a lot, bro.
No, I'm not talking about people buying slaves. I'm talking about people enlisting. I'm talking about people working them fields. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about buying no damn slave. I'm talking about people who were working them fields.
Okay, well, that's different. Black people.
There you go.
You gotta show me the case and go from there.
Yo, Thunder, what you basically do, Thunder, what you basically do is that you generalize black people and you want us to have nuance for white people.
Like Charlie
That's
Kirk,
what you do. You want us to have nuance for white people and you want to generalize your own people.
You say I generalize us and nuance white people. Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Did you cry when Kirk died?
No.
When somebody bring up black people owning slaves during the time of slavery, if you look at the actual numbers of slave owners and black slave owners, it was minuscule. But we use that as a defense. Let me finish speaking. Let me finish speaking.
But you changing the argument. You're moving the goalposts.
I'm not moving the goalposts. You're using the exception to change the rule. That's what you are doing. That's what you are doing. Charlie Kirk was a black person. Charlie Kirk was a racist.
But you are a liar.
Let me
prove it. Prove what you just said. Show and prove what you just said.
He proves it. He proves it.
No, I'm telling you to show and prove it.
I've been listening to Charlie Kirk for the last 3 years. I didn't just start listening to Charlie Kirk yesterday when it was blown out. I've been listening to some of the debates because I need to understand why. I'm glad I'm a coconut when you speak enough. Historian cannot dismiss me anymore with the word coconut enough. Because truth has to do with you. Because no coconut.
Hey, stupid. He ain't gonna spin up on the coconut. We beat him in 100 meters this morning. We beat him in 100 meters this morning. He ain't gonna say nothing about coconuts today. He bet you.
Yeah.
Say no coconut jokes today. So we whooped them first and second. We whooped them last this morning. So he ain't gonna say nothing. He ain't gonna say nothing out of his mouth. None.
Yeah. So truth. You have to explain.
Wait, I'm here. I was away. Now, what was you saying? What happened?
I said you ain't mentioned coconuts because we beat y'all up in the 100 meters this morning. So
when this morning? Oh man, Lyles lost. Who lost?
No, Seville won.
Oh,
Seville won.
Surprising. Seville won and the other.
Oh yeah, ain't nobody beating Noah Lyles. Ain't nobody beating Noah Lyles.
They beat him this morning. Hold on.
That's what I'm saying. He just lost this morning. That's what he's saying. Who beat Noah Lyles?
Seville and Thompson.
You know it's gonna be steroids.
Coconut first and second, bro. What are you talking about?
And what? In the 100?
In the 100, bro. What are you talking about?
Oh, now that's crazy. And Lyles, that's wild.
There too, right?
Jamaican came second in the woman too. So what are you
Who
talking
won?
about?
Shapiro won.
We laugh right now. We laugh.
But y'all always do that and never win when it counts at the Olympics.
This is the
Y'all
World
always
Championship.
Wow, Noah Lyles lost.
You're talking like Noah Lyles is the second coming. Get out of here.
Bro, I'm talking about Noah Lyles, the fastest man on planet right now.
He ain't the fastest man today.
That's because y'all running from ice, so y'all got a head start.
He got
No, but true.
Jamaicans, man.
What's up?
True, justify this because I've been online and I've been seeing the amount of aiders and FBA who comes to the defense of Charlie Kirk. Explain that to me. How you FBAs and aiders are defending Charlie Kirk?
Don't make me do this, Coconut, because I will stand up here and defend FBAs. The reason that they defend Charlie Kirk.
What you mean defend what? We ain't defending him. We talking about him getting a hole put in his neck, man.
No, hold on. The reason
you never drive that point down a lot, though. That's if you said that, nobody agrees anyone should get that.
I started with that. I said if Captain Zarya was
you started with Tazariak. That's what you
started. I know. And I said if something happened to him,
you gotta talk about
and I said if something were to happen to him, you would have Christians, Muslims, white. You would have everybody at that man funeral. Because they love that man, regardless of what inflammatory things he said.
Hold on 1 second. Let Truth finish his point, and then he could chime in.
Yeah. He made me forget. He do that on purpose. He's a usurper.
No, I was just responding to Garfield.
He called you a usurper, yo.
No, go ahead, Thunder. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna change my name, dog. Thunder the usurper.
Yeah. Go ahead, no. How is it that so much FBA and aiders are coming to the defense of Charlie Kirk, claiming that he was not racist?
What it may be. Hold on. What it may be, and his assumptions is probably some people who represent FBA and acronymism, but it is the fact that he may have spoken out against something to do with immigrants. I'm assuming. It's something to do with you tethers and you being part of the replacement theory in some weird, twisted, racist way. So I would assume, once again, that may be some of where that FBA Charlie Kirk connection might come from. Have you heard different, or what are the FBA and ADOS aligning with Charlie Kirk on?
No, people are saying. I'm not saying that I'm saying that they're saying that he was not racist. That black people saying that he's racist is wrong. That his comment and the comment that he has made in the past don't mean anything. He was just stating the obvious.
So can I ask you? Did you hear from like some? What do they call them? They still call them influencers or somebody, or this is general conversation that you may have heard from one or two people?
No, well, you always have the right wing black influencers. They whether they want to be the policeman or the twins or the Owens. A couple of them, some young men who claim that listen, this man is a martyr now. That First Amendment, that he was speaking truth about black people.
Right. So like Thunder mentioned, he lied about Obama, but allegedly he was in attendance. Like you got people at Strom Thurmond's thing, and Stephen was at Massa's thing, and people was at white folks thing throughout. Like you're never going to get 100% on either way, right? Some people try to run back to the plantation in 1865. So to get and either way, some people unfortunately were probably cheering for Malcolm X's death, or some black folks might have been cheering when MLK died. He was too radical and trying to turn things upside down, right? Those are the realities of situations at the time. Some black folks really, and we read about some of them, not necessarily wanted his death, but felt that they was too passive, too Tommen and all this other stuff. So him getting knocked off, they may have been fine with. These are the realities of life. But the thing is, I'll bring it up again only because I just wanted to add it to the conversation. With all of that said, so now with white on white crime in the whitest state in America, the Negro still gets injected into the story.
You just a racist, bro. That's all that is.
No, I'm not.
Because if you can't, you're a racist. You are an outright racist because you keep on invoking. Anybody who feel that their race is superior to another, that is that nigga there.
Superiority. I believe black people are superior, but who said it?
Exactly. He is a racist. That is the definition.
But he did not have that. But Truth never mentioned anything about that in his explanation a while ago. You jump on the bandwagon.
If you know the character, if you know him, you know he's a racist.
So now
if you know his character, if you know the things he spews out of his mouth,
now you're profiling. You didn't know the character of Charlie Kirk, and you out here taking
He is a devout racist, and it's just clear.
I ain't
Thunder, there's a time to troll. Thunder, there's a time to troll. I just realized that you're trolling.
I'm not trolling him. You're a racist too.
I just realized that you're trolling.
I'm not. Hey, Stupid, are you a racist?
No, I'm not a racist.
You a racist?
No, I'm not a racist.
Stupid. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, Stu.
If I believe that black people are genetically superior, does that make me a racist?
Yes, you are racist.
Yeah,
I believe that
black
people are no, does that make me a racist?
I would say so.
It don't matter.
Yes.
So therefore,
you are racist.
Hold on. If you are not
by the definition, you are racist, man.
No. Let me say this. If you have a Porsche and I have a Toyota Corolla, you can't say to me say your Porsche faster than my Toyota Corolla. That would make me what?
The difference is we can't apply our racism to use it as a force of power against other races. We don't have that kind of power.
No.
Really
that's a nigga. That's the nigga definition.
No, that's the original definition, actually.
The original definition was given by some scientists that believed that black people were inferior to white people based on their skin color. That's the original racism.
Let's do this if you guys don't mind. Let me read a definition, right, of what it is.
Go ahead.
Right? And then we can debate on this definition unless someone has a different definition, right? Some adjective, right? As an adjective, right? Racist, right? Characterized by or showing prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism against a person or people on the basis of their membership to a particular racial or ethnic group. Typically one that is a minority or marginalized, right? Typically.
Yes. What's the next one?
As a noun, a person who is prejudiced against or antagonistic toward people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group. And it says typically one that's minority or marginalized again.
What's the next one?
We really have to read it.
Those are the two I saw.
We're not reading those definitions.
Oh, come on, man.
Okay, let me read another one. Having, reflecting, or fostering.
Why you got to the definition? Anybody who went to the racial definition, when you look at the definition that exists in 2025, it's an inclusive definition. It's a Me Too definition. If we go back to the definition of 1970s or 1960s, it's a different definition. Do not do that when it comes to racism. Because the persons in power actually change the meaning of the word. No, racism is prejudice.
Right, they're talking about racial.
Let me give this.
Racial discrimination is what he just read.
That's called. This definition might be. This definition might be. This definition might be more. This definition. One second. Let me read this other definition from Merriam-Webster.
Go ahead. Read the definition. Go ahead.
This one might be more apt to what we're
talking
about right now. Having, reflecting, or fostering the belief that race is a fundamental determinant of human traits
There you go.
and capacities,
Wait,
and
hold
that
on.
racial
Stop right
difference
there.
produce
Stop right
inherent
there.
superiority of a particular
From
race.
what you know, because you've spoken on this a little bit, was
Yeah,
Charlie Kirk a racist?
I would say yeah.
What time in which he said that white people were superior to black people in any way? When he said that?
When he is saying things like DEI, he's going to be worried when he gets on a plane, or if he gets on a plane and he sees a black pilot, he's going to be worried. That's a racist statement. Because
No.
you're saying black people cannot
Prejudice is
be,
in the definition of
yeah,
racist.
they cannot be
That's yeah,
qualified to
I
be
would say
pilots.
that's
And prejudice is
prejudice.
in the definition too. Prejudice is in the definition.
No, it's racism
Well,
because his prejudice was based on race by him saying a black pilot.
Exactly.
no, his
Exactly.
prejudice was not based on race. His prejudice
He
was based
said a
on
black
DEI.
pilot.
But
Yes,
DEI
Listen to what I just said.
don't get
okay, what about
qualified.
the
That doesn't
black
make any
fathers
sense.
comment? Is that not racist to say that all black
What
fathers
did he
have a
say?
culture of leaving their? He
Did he
said black
say that
fathers
all
in their.
black fathers?
He literally said the culture of black men is to leave their women and without their cowards.
Did
They
he
leave
say
their women
all
without.
black women?
Yeah, he just
I
said
mean,
black
all black
fathers.
fathers?
He just said
Okay,
black
good.
fathers. He didn't say a minority of them. He didn't say just a
So,
small amount. He said black
so
fathers. So what am I to
okay,
say
good.
further? He didn't
I
clarify it.
said, I
Hold
said
on,
good. So since he didn't clarify, you view that to mean
according to
all
the
of them, right?
definition.
When he's
No, you
repeated
added
it multiple
all.
times and hasn't
You
clarified it
added
to not
all.
mean all, then yes, I'm safe to assume he's
According
talking about
to
all.
the definition, did you hear the word all? Why are y'all adding stuff? Thunder wanted this. He read the
Yes.
definition. You read the definition, and I just
No,
asked, was Charlie Kirk a racist by the statements he made? And he
in no
showed
way
you.
is he a
No,
racist.
you don't know what he said about black people. You said that yourself. So
I
now,
said I don't
said
know
you
what
don't
he
know
told
anything
Donald
he said
Trump
about black
from
people
a
in public.
policy standpoint
No,
concerning
you
black
added
people.
all his
That's what I
politics
said.
in, but I asked you about his politics. And
Nigga,
now
that's what we
that
were
the
talking
brother
about.
then, hold on, that the brother then highlighted statements that showed his racism. You now have a
That is not racism.
opportunity because you asked for racism. He gave you the
He
definition and
quoted a
example.
statistic.
No, he didn't. He
Now, of
quoted
course,
the definition and with the quote of Charlie Kirk, who
matter
by
of
the
fact,
definition that you asked
hey,
for was a
Garfield, can
racist.
you Google?
Now you want to Google something else? Deal with the
No,
racism.
listen. I don't believe this nigga. I don't believe Fontaine. Y'all gotta believe him because he said it.
No, Fontaine didn't even read
Okay.
it. Fontaine didn't even read it. The brother
You
read
very
it.
Well,
well don't
whoever
have
read
to.
it.
I'll pull up the clip and send it to Garfield. I'm
No,
gonna send it to your Facebook.
There you go. There you go. There we
so
go.
now
Let's
you
see.
don't have
Let's
a,
hear what he.
now you want what dictionary do you want for the definition
I
of
didn't say a
racism?
dictionary. I didn't say no. Number
He
one, I
read
didn't bring
the
up definition.
You screamed and
He
asked for
brought
it.
up definition. I didn't bring
No,
up definition.
you asked for the
Truth.
definition of
So
racism.
first off,
That is a lie. I did not request a definition for racism. He volunteered it.
So first
No,
off,
I did not.
Was
so
he
first
wrong?
off,
No.
y'all have
So
to
by his
clear on the words
definition,
that
by his
y'all want to
definition,
define.
was
Are
Charlie
y'all
Kirk a
trying to
racist?
define racism
I
or racist?
I
If y'all
I
looking
read
for
racism. I gave the definition of racism. I said it's the
Again,
belief that one race is superior to
let me
another.
read.
That's
Was
what I
Charlie
said.
This
Kirk a
quote. Let me
racist?
read this quote.
No, he
Let me
wasn't.
read this quote from a website,
No,
The
I don't want to
Guardian.
read
Right.
no quote. I
Let
want
me
to
read
hear
this.
it out of his mouth. I want to
We'll
hear
look
it.
it up.
No,
We'll
hold
look it
on.
up.
This
We'll
is
look it up
important. Wait,
next. Let me
hold on,
read
everybody.
this.
This is
On
important because
his
I know Five Pain
podcast,
and one. Hold
this is
on, bro,
Charlie
because he
Kirk's
might have it.
podcast.
Hold on. Can y'all please, Garfield? You may have them. What are the quotes? Now I'm with Thunder. Prove to
Not
me.
quotes.
No,
I
hold
want to
on.
hear his video.
No, we don't. Nah, we don't. We ain't gonna get strikes and all that. I'm sure there's quotes out there.
Okay,
If
that's good.
somebody has quotes of what what's his name, Captain Kirk said in regards to racism.
Hey, now,
Now I'm with
hey, bro, be
Thunder.
respectful, man. Be respectful.
I don't know that nigga.
But be
I'm not like
respectful.
you.
That
I
ain't
don't
got
have
nothing to do with
to
disrespectful.
die every day, B. I don't just
Bro,
cry
that ain't got
when I
nothing to
die.
do with being disrespectful, man.
Right.
Jeez.
Why? I don't
Show
know him.
some. That ain't got nothing to do with
He
respect.
sounds like an op. You lucky I don't make a Millie rock or a dance out of him. I'm surprised they ain't kirking all over. What's that
Kirkin.
TikTok right now?
Smoking. They gonna smoking on. They smoking on two. They smoking on Kirk.
Dance Kirk
This
out.
yeah.
grab your neck
This
and
is-
start doing a shoulder.
Grab your neck and stuff.
No, but seriously.
Grab your neck. Bro, y'all some low ass
Let me
niggas.
go ahead. Let me go ahead and read
Y'all
my
some,
quote, man. Let me go ahead. Let me go ahead.
y'all some low ass niggas. That nigga said grab your neck and do the. That's some low nigga stuff right there, boy.
Let me go ahead and read
Definition of a
my quote,
racist
man,
is
because
someone
I
who
don't know if
believes
we can
Who's-
find and maybe someone
the
else can find some
definition
stuff,
of
right?
a racist is someone who
Go
believes
ahead.
that their race makes them better, more intelligent, more moral, etc. than
Yeah.
people of other races, and who does and says unfair or harmful things as a result.
That's what I
Okay,
said.
let me read this. Kirk, go ahead.
So
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
according to this definition, Charlie Kirk, according to this definition, Charlie Kirk would be a racist, according to
How?
this
You're a little
How?
low, by the way, Savior. Your voice is a little low.
someone who believes that their race makes them better,
Prove
more
they believed it.
Okay, let me read this from The Guardian. Kirk himself once said that black women he named Joy Reid, Michelle Obama, Sheila Jackson Lee, and Ketanji Brown Jackson, and this is the quote,
Yes.
do not have the brain power to be taken seriously.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
What? Bro, you gotta be crazy. Kirk dropped
They
out of
too
He didn't
stupid.
even go to college. He didn't even go to college. He's talking about
They
women that
they
went to
too.
Harvard.
That ain't got
How's
nothing to
he
do with brain
stupid?
power. We're talking about
Bet he's
brain
getting-
power. They too
I
stupid
bet
to
they-
be taken serious.
I bet they smarter than him. So
I guarantee you, he said the same thing about Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, hell yeah, she's smarter than him. Hell yeah.
I guarantee you, he said the same thing about Hillary Clinton.
Well, that's a stupid statement. That just means he's not smart.
I guarantee you, he said the same thing about Kamala Harris.
That just means he's stupid. That's
fine. No problem. They got
okay.
do a racism.
He condemned Democrats. He condemned Democrats for supposedly wanting the U.S. quote less white, and claimed there is no separation of church and state. It's a fabrication. It's a fiction. It's not in the Constitution.
I want to thank you for reigniting. I guess this is a bootleg version of Man Cave Sunday because you got this old cotton patch Negro back up here as well. And I see Alan in the chat. So thank you once again, Garfield. And y'all have a good. I'm gonna go back to the chat. All right,
Don't go back to the chat yet. Don't go back to the chat yet. I want to ask you a question. Because honestly, this is. I know that you're trolling. I know that you're trolling.
I ain't trolling.
I think Thunder believes this stuff, man. But
true story.
Come off like a troll.
What's going on?
He called a cotton patch Negro.
What's going on with Thunder right now is he's really upset that the talking point that one of the young white voices, one of the rallying voices for the young Republican voices was did like that. If he would have died of a heart attack or some other way, it wouldn't be such a big deal. Because it was a public execution by a Republican white boy and people are talking about it, Thunder's upset because now the Republican Party got to find, Turning Point USA got to find a replacement. That's So really question. what's going on. Why were you using the word? The other thing, I hear everybody using the word assassinated. Oh, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. No, Charlie Kirk was killed. He wasn't assassinated. You know, you use the word like, oh, this man was assassinated. He was killed. Just like thousands of people are killed every year. He's not any more special or any different. Was he killed because of his belief system? We don't know. I don't know that. Matter of fact, I don't know if Charlie Kirk died of fentanyl. He looked high that day. Charlie Kirk looked very high that day. Was it the gunshot that actually killed him? or did he have a fentanyl overdose? I don't know. Anybody here can determine that? That Charlie Kirk didn't die of a fentanyl overdose? He appeared to be very high. He was talking bullshit. He was talking about gang violence when the question that was asked had nothing to do with gang violence. So was he high that day? We don't have a clue.
Man, it's okay, Thunder. They'll find a replacement.
The thing
We've
is,
got my proud
sometimes
Jamaicans on the
people,
screen, first and second. Look at them. Look at them. First and
Yeah.
second.
the thing is, sometimes I feel like when you're talking to some people, they want you to, someone has to say, I'm a racist for them to believe they're racist. You got to read between the lines, bro. People are not going to tell you sometimes directly. But if you're insinuating that, oh, every black pilot is a DEI hire or something like that, you know what I mean? Automatically, there are going to be people that put it in their mind that, oh, that means when I see a black pilot, they aren't there because they're qualified, which is a crazy statement. You
No,
cannot fly a plane unless you have qualifications. The route to get to fly commercially is it's a long process. It takes a lot of training. And so by insinuating that, you're causing people to go against those people, that particular racial group in that profession, to view them as lesser. But he does the same thing with women. That group that Charlie Kirk's a member of, and a lot of these type of people, they don't even believe women should have the vote. They want to take this country back to a previous time. You know what I mean? And so you got to read between the lines, man. You can't wait for a person to say, "Oh yeah, I'm a racist."
And those previous times ain't happening. Don't worry about that.
no. What amazed me is that if we look at the statistics, let's say black pilots account for 1% of pilots that ever existed. Look, working with statistics, there is no known situation where a black pilot was involved in a commercial air crash. Never. We have had black pilots, right?
You can't be an unqualified pilot. You literally have to get qualified to
It's
be a
not
pilot.
unqualified, but there's never been a situation where a black pilot has been a cause for a commercial airliner crash. There's no history of black pilots involved in airliners crash. And there have been 1% of black pilots, and there have been thousands of airline crashes. Yet still, no black pilots have ever been involved in an airline crash.
You want to know what's crazy?
Worldwide, we're talking about.
You want to know what's crazy to me? Because I look beyond the little small things like that. I look at the impact that he may have on younger folks. And some people don't understand that DEI, affirmative action, those types of bills allowed their parents and their parents' parents to get jobs because they may be immigrants to this land. And now they're here in this land because of DEI and affirmative action. And now they're sitting in chats listening to people like Charlie Kirk and them talking about DEI should be outlawed and affirmative action. And like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, do y'all not understand that the same shit that y'all are fighting against allowed y'all parents to be where they are? Like, it's weird.
Yes, they understand it, and that's what they want to go back to. Like in the video, in Garfield, I sent you that video too. I was just trying to find the exact mark where he say the black father comment. But in that video, he say to a black dude, he's talking about the DEI and the pilot shit. Excuse my language. He talking about the DEI and the pilot stuff, and he says, oh, they want 40% of pilots to be people of color or women. So what does that say about the other groups? That says that 60% of them are already white, fool. That's what it's saying.
and saying we're trying to even out those numbers, but they like
You
to
wouldn't
ignore
have
that
a
part and act
job
like
until
they trying to make it seem like we're trying to take away jobs from white people. No, bro, ain't nobody. We're trying to balance out the playing field. And he tried to bring in that quote unquote merit conversation, talking about I like to be just about merit. All that means is I get to say I hired you because I feel you're more qualified while I'm reading your name and knowing you're a black person.
right. It's crazy. It's like people need to better understand the situation of history and how we got to where we are today. It's like, how can you be an immigrant and reject something that allowed your ancestors to be where they are today? It's like black people rejecting the civil rights bill.
Which Charlie Kirk rejects. Which Charlie Kirk says we should peel back. He says he doesn't agree with the civil rights bill. He said it was never needed. He basically denies all the things that happened to black people. Like that stuff wasn't happening. Nobody discriminated against y'all. Y'all just looking for some help. That's basically what he's saying.
Y'all weird. Y'all weird.
I say this is a white and white crime. Let them figure it out. They don't care about us. But
That's a fact, sis.
Yeah. I don't know what Garfield's doing.
That's 1,000% facts. That's white on white crime. Let them figure it out.
Just like he said, you know what? Those stats that they be doing with the is 50%. How the hell they get that shit? I think they be making up stuff. I think they be making up stuff just like they always try to do to black folks, and we be falling for the damn shit. So
people, and I don't know why people think DEI was all about balance, like you didn't have to be qualified. Like what? I get that. This is what happens when you don't have those. When you have an administration that is getting rid of those barriers, where the qualifications are necessary for certain positions. Now you have a White House and an administration and a government that's basically gone haywire, and you have unqualified people in positions where they shouldn't be, because you
That's crazy that you just said that. I didn't even think about that.
Over qualifications. People stupid as shit.
Now that's a good point though, because you got Robert F. Kennedy over health, you got Miss McMahon over education, you got all these unqualified people in positions of government and authority, but you're not complaining about that. You're complaining about people getting pilot jobs because they're quote unquote unqualified, which you haven't checked none of their statistics. You're only saying they're unqualified because they got hired suspectedly through DEI. You didn't even check to see if they were unqualified, but just because they're a DEI hire, you're assuming they're not qualified. That in itself is racist.
Stupidity in reverse. Like, how can you reverse stupidity? Like, this is stupidity going at itself. Stupidity fighting against stupidity. Like, what is you guys doing?
Talking about none of y'all want this smoke. Y'all be weird.
Yeah, I want to talk to Garfield about something before he goes though.
There's something very weird going on with this Charlie Kirk situation. I don't think we've ever seen anything like this before, ever. Charlie Kirk was murdered in broad daylight, in cold blood, in front of thousands of people. Now, when the incident first happened, within minutes, they told us, we got our guy. We got the suspect in custody. But after being told that this was the shooter, that this was the guy who killed Charlie Kirk, even the optics showed that he was a criminal. They was dragging him away, both feet in the air, told him, not giving him an opportunity to pull up his pants while people are screaming at him.
we for sure thought, okay, yeah, this is the guy. Then like we found out like an hour or so later, no, this is not the guy. He was released from custody. Then we said, okay, like that's weird. Arresting the wrong guy and treating him in that manner seems like something really big to just mess up. So, but we thought, okay, maybe, listen, man, all right, the description is an older white male with similar clothing on, and they just arrested the wrong older white male with similar clothing on. Come to find out, that theory would be wrong because they took another person in custody. This time, the description is the opposite of the initial suspect that was arrested.
Well, I mean, one thing we also learned was that the gun wasn't recovered at the scene. So it sounds like he managed to do his pre-operational planning, find that spot, line it up where he thought, his victim would be, take out Kirk with a single bullet, pack up the weapon, maybe break it down, put it into a smaller bag. If you get off that roof, you have access right to a parking lot where he could have easily gotten into a car and left. In the video canvas, what we don't know, did they get a good image of him or was it just the clothing? Were they able to get a license plate reader of a car leaving that took them to a name? But we know there's an individual about 25 years old who's in custody as that person of interest. But this is where it starts, not where it finishes. That means getting, as Evan pointed out, a search warrant for the house, a search warrant for the car. Do you then recover the gun? Can you match the ballistics? They have a lot of work to do tonight. And they have to figure out, was he acting alone? Who else is there? Who's he in communications with? They have a lot of work to do tomorrow, too.
That left me even more confused. So the suspect is actually 25 years old, and he actually doesn't fit the description of the 60-plus-year-old man y'all arrested initially at all. Then why was a 60-plus-year-old man arrested in the first place? That was my first sign. Okay, yeah, there's something confusing going on. I don't feel like the personnel know what they're doing at this point in time as they investigate Charlie Kirk's murder at all. But at this particular point in time, they believe the 25-year-old that was in custody was the shooter. The FBI director, Kash Patel, he even came to Twitter with a fist in the air, letting people know, we got our guy. We arrested Charlie Kirk's shooter. He's in custody at the moment. Kash Patel writes, the subject for the horrific shooting today that took the life of Charlie Kirk is now in custody. Thank you to the local and state authorities in Utah for your partnership with FBI. We will provide updates when able. So, bro, when you're thanking them for their work, it kind of had the tone of, like the investigation, it's a wrap. All right, we got our subject in custody. We're going to move forward investigating him, trying to get the house subpoena, the house search, and things of that order. He was speaking as if it was a done deal, as if it was a wrap. But usually when it's a done deal and it's a wrap, we would have the name of who the shooter is. We'll have the picture, the image of who the shooter is. We'll have an idea of what the shooter's identity is, but that never came out. And minutes went by and videos began to surface of what people will say is the alleged shooter that was arrested and put in custody at the moment. But that shooter, or the person who was being put in custody, if that's the 25-year-old, is not 25 at all. It looks like that's another person with another demographic that was being arrested and put in custody.
I think they just found the guy right outside of Carry On. A rifle on this dude's dash, and they just handcuffed him. Shit.
I don't know about y'all. That don't look like no 25-year-old. That looks like a man who's in his mid-40s, to say the least. Mid-40s, maybe 50s. So it looks like that's another suspect. All right. So we're asking, okay, where's the 25-year-old? What's his identity? before we could really speculate, because people were beginning to speculate that the 25-year-old was this random Twitter account that belonged to this like transgender who made a threat to Charlie Kirk the day before he got to campus, claiming that something bad was going to happen the day of campus. So everybody was already running with the assumption the 25-year-old was this transgender dude on Twitter.
Oh, if it's a shooter, baby, the community. So this person here goes to the university. Of course, they, them, and look at what he said yesterday. He says here, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him, literally. And then he writes, let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. So a student is saying this yesterday, and I also find it very, very odd that the person asking the question was asking Charlie about shooters before he got shot. So FBI, Kash Patel, whoever the fuck this dude is, yeah, I think you should look into this.
This is it. Yep, got there to say. I agree. Chuck, do you know how many transgender Americans have been mass shooters over the last 10 years? Too many. Because seriously, we're on the federal, we're blind to hear it, and everything's fine. Okay, now mine is a lot, right? I'm going to give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years? Counts it or not counting gang violence. Great.
So you're going to try and tell me that this student last night said, oh, just wait for something big to happen tomorrow, and then the person asking the question was asking about shooters, and he gets shot? I'm just saying. And if the shooter is this fucking psychotic community, oh, y'all going down, motherfucker.
I'm to find out that was not the shooter that was in custody. And as of now, there's no word on whether or not that person has been questioned or arrested. But the shooter that was actually in custody, or the alleged shooter that was in custody, the 25-year-old, his name is Zachariah Qureshi. And up until about an hour ago, everybody was reporting that this was the guy who killed Charlie Kirk. Come to find out, that's not true. But then Kash Patel came back to Twitter and let us know, yeah, sorry, we thought we had him. We don't got the shooter, people. The 25-year-old that we had in custody, we released him because he had nothing to do with it. See, Kash Patel took to Twitter and he says, the subject in custody has been released after an interrogation by law enforcement. Our investigation continues, and we will continue to release information in interest of transparency. There's something scary and spooky going on here, bruh. The shooter was able to shoot Charlie Kirk precisely, and he was able to aim and hit his mark 200 yards away on his belly, on a roof, hit his target, and he was able to pack up, break his gun down like this, pack it up, and get out of there before being identified, seen, or caught by anybody? Nah, that was a professional who did that, bruh. It had to be a professional now. Had to be, man. Yo, to pack up that good, nah, come on, bro. Nah, man. Now, listen, I can't recall a time where somebody this high profile got murdered in broad daylight in public like this in a mass.
Duke Jackson back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. A lot of people are weighing in on Charlie Kirk's passing, and of course I've covered some of those people here, but one of the main people that we need to cover is Charleston White. Charleston White, yet again, has gone viral for saying something very controversial about Charlie Kirk. Now, I don't know if you're standing or sitting or whatever you're doing right now, but I suspect you're going to want to definitely hear this.
What's your opinions of Kirk's death? I don't give a about Kirk's death. I don't give a no white man die. I don't give a no motherfucking white boy die. They got about a white boy being by another white boy. I don't give a About no white boy died. No. Hey, I know white boy. He had 2 kids. By that white boy, probably autistic anyway. About that white boy, them kids. Charlie Kirk baby. All the folks that die, man, white boy, it is white baby. About no white boy, white on white crime. I don't give a about white on white crime. White people don't care about black on black crime. That white boy, it is. Yeah, he got 2 kids. So, King Von did too. Babies too. Yeah, they think I'm supposed to girl. Fun. Didn't nobody shoot me on the college campus. That's why they staffed them white folk campus. Had he been to an HBCU, they just would have recorded it. They think I care about a white man. White man. Yeah, no motherfucking white boy get put on it. I should have protection. I protect me. They'll give a damn about nothing. I am a, but I wish I could be. I didn't live in them times. But thank you for the compliment. Charlie Kirk. I didn't think I'd give a damn about Charlie Kirk. I don't even like Trump. I don't really like Trump. Well, I do, but I don't. My white
Rob, you want to talk about Bud?
Oh, now
you know Bud. You know Bud is half Jamaican, right?
Hey, listen. This is originally the Man Cave show on Sunday. We talk about sports and everything else. You violated because you were Jamaican. I understand. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the GOAT. Shout out to Bud. The $5 odds. It's an inspiring story. The people told him he couldn't do it. They all shitted on him. They blocked him. And my man put on a masterful performance. It was so awesome. It was so great. It was marvelous. Shout out to Bud, man. Kirk, I don't know, man. Kirk carries out the same philosophy of his ancestors. I guess the chickens come home to roost. And I ain't got nothing to say about Kirky. Kirky disrespected George Floyd.
Where you at? You at work? You working today? Or are you chilling?
Nah, I'm chilling. Kirky disrespected George Floyd. He talked shit about him when he died. Called and said he a scumbag. He did that, so
yeah.
It's what it is, bro.
Hey, let me ask you this. You think Bud is in the conversation of the GOATs right now?
In this generation, yes. But his problem is his resume. And it's only because they were scared to fight him. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you come up to this 147, he want to fight Thurman. He's the man. He run it. He want to fight Garcia. He run it. Prior to that, he want to fight Michael Garcia. They run it. So he want to fight Pac-Man. They run it. They know. So what he supposed to do? And then you have your promotional company telling, "Oh my God, I wasted more money on Bud than I could have bought a mansion." So you got your own promotional company shitting on you.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So, but the boxers, they know who he is. This is why they don't want to fight his ass.
That makes
You know
sense. That's why Errol Spence took so long to fight him. That Jamaican was scared.
I don't know if he was scared or not. Because if it wasn't for him making that phone call, that fight wouldn't have happened. Because they didn't want that. The companies didn't want that fight. So Earl got on the phone and talked to him like, "Yo, son, let's do this shit." So, you know, it's an inspiring story for a bunch of people telling you ain't shit, you ain't gonna beat nothing, you can't, you whack, you don't sell, you trash, you ain't got no personality, because he ain't with the bling bling, he ain't with the cursing the people out, he don't do none of that.
Yeah, he's a very humble dude, man. I remember in the Errol Spence press conference, the dude was talking mad junk. And he's like, look at you. Me and Errol is two independent black boxers. And next thing you're going to have the media saying that we was wilding out in here and fighting. I was like, damn. Dude got knowledge yourself, man. That's a smart dude. Hey, Mongo Slade, he's not Jamaican. I'm just playing. He's not Jamaican.
Yeah, you try to slide that in there like hip hop, huh?
Yeah,
you tried to do that shit like Busta Rhymes, nigga. You tried that bullshit. Listen, we can look at Buddy.
Look at Kwame. Look at Kwame in the chat. Look at this disgruntled Jamaican in the chat. Congratulations to Crawford, but I had it as a draw. There was no draw, bro. Get out of here with that, man. Get out of here with that. You
no way, son. The only thing you can give him
was a draw.
You could give him 4 rounds, and that's being graceful. I'll give him 4, 9-4. You can say 9-3, but that scorecard was too close. That shit was too close. That was crazy, bro. But he did his thing. I mean, shout out to Bud. Nigga, shut all these motherfuckers up. Shut him up. Go.
Hey, Kwame, you need to be drug tested for that comment, bro. He's a GOAT, though. I think he's a GOAT. Does the fact that people scared to fight him shows how great he is. I didn't even know he was good because I'm not even into boxing like that. But when the Errol Spence fight, of course, I'm gonna cheer for the Jamaican. Oh man, he beat the brakes off of Errol Spence, man. I'm like, wow. He didn't even have a chance. But this dude was stronger than him. But he let this dude look weaker than him, man. He's throwing him around in the ring, picking him up. I'm like, wow. Dude is one of the best I've ever seen, man. I ain't going front.
Yeah, and it's so sad that we couldn't see who he did if those people would have fought him. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like that shit is crazy. If you look at Timothy Bradley, he tell you. So Timothy Bradley was a 2-time champion at the point. He beat Pacquiao, he the champion. So he tell the story, yo, this dude, I call him in the spar. He comes in, nobody knows who he is. He doesn't have nobody in his corner. He's by himself. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck, where your corner at? He's like, nah, it's just me. He's like, I got my whole corner there. So I'm fighting this dude. I am a world champion. He beat the shit out of me. I said, yo, what the fuck? I changed the levels up on him, and he matched the level. I said, nah, we doing this shit again tomorrow. He came in tomorrow, and he whipped my ass again. I said, yo, who is this kid? Who is he signed to? No, bro, we got to get you signed. And even back then, his promoter was like, oh, he's not ready. Oh, do you really think he's ready? He was like, yo, bro, he beat me up 2 times, son, and I'm a champion. This dude is the truth. So all the way back then, son, I don't know what it is. He's too black. He's too quiet. I don't know. They just wouldn't give him, they didn't believe in him. That shit is crazy to me.
That De La Hoya dude was laughing, man. I guess he had some contract disputes with Alvarez back in the days. Now he's a new Mexican that everybody loves. So I guess he kind of jealous or hating on Canelo because he lost. Yeah, he's out there laughing and everything.
Yo, man, you know I'm here to start trouble. I'm an African nigga. I want problems. I don't want peace.
Yo, you stupid.
Trouble.
We got problems here now. Sabir, you got problem with Sabir Bey?
No, I'll say something, but I'll wait till Rob Warren finish.
I don't watch that fucking channel. I don't know nothing about it.
No. See, Rob Warren, I was minding my business, and I heard Sabir Bey talk about he want all the smoke. So I was like, yo, let's give it to him.
But I'm good. I don't want no problem. See, I want problems, but I got a different problem.
Oh?
My problem, Garfield knows what my problem is. That guy, Mr. Andrews with his WD fraud, I got a problem with him. I got a problem. We got problems.
Yeah, okay? that's a sad situation.
If I would have known that,
called us out the blue, man, without us even knowing. You introduced me to these dudes, by the way. Let me add that in.
No, you gonna throw it on me. Okay.
Throw it on you, man. You know what we do, man. Black folks gotta blame somebody, man. Come on, man. You know how we do.
I didn't know that he did blackface performances. If you want to show the audience one of them videos of what he did, you know what I'm saying, how he dressing up and doing it, and you can do that, but bro, If I would have known that, son, man, that would have been a whole different thing, bro. No scholar does that shit, bro. Shout out to Patrick Bowen. Patrick Bowen didn't do
real
that.
scholar wouldn't do that.
I'm saying this dude doing blackface performances, bro. Nah, son. So I want problems. I don't want peace. So I don't know what we gonna
You know
do
what
about
I'm gonna
that.
do? I'm gonna invite him on, and we just gonna just put. I'm gonna clip everything, get time markers and videos, and just bring him on and say, "Yo, you gotta explain this, bro. This is not even funny."
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Just let me know what day of the week you free, and we just.
I'm gonna make time. I don't want problems
You
with my
want
people.
problems?
I don't want my problems. I don't want no problems with a black person. I don't want no problems with Shapiro Bay or whoever, whatever. If you are more, fuck it. Okay, you are more, nigga. So
No,
I don't care.
Samir Bay and Tazarek is the same. They both quoting from the same book, man. Modern Britons. I'm like, look at these two guys arguing over modern Britain.
Hey, I don't care about them. They can have their fun. I want problems. I don't want peace. Okay, I'm done now. My rant is done. But yo, man, if y'all didn't watch that fight, go back, watch the Bug fight. I advise you to look at his documentary, look at his history. Man gets shot in the head as a kid and drive himself to the hospital. Ain't no way these niggas gonna beat that, man. It's an inspiring story, bro.
Facts. When I heard that story, he became my favorite boxer, man. That dude is good, man. I like that dude.
So yo, man, shout out to Bud, man. You deserve all that shit, man. You deserve it, man. I'll let y'all get back to it, man. I don't know about Kirky, man. I don't know what the big deal is about Kirky, but I like Charleston White's second interview. Did you see the second interview?
No, I ain't see it.
I don't know. Just pop it in there. There's gonna be another one where he not in the car. He got his shirt off. It's kind of funny. It's not. He's saying some real shit there.
Oh boy. Have you heard of Charlie Kirk before he got killed? Did you know about him?
Are you talking to me? Nah, I never heard of him. I know nothing about him.
Okay. Yeah, he's a big deal in politics. So I mean, I'm guessing you probably don't follow politics.
Nah, I do, but not like when you on that conservative. I mean, he got a whole organization. So I started looking him up, and I was talking to Danny about it. And then when I was looking at what he was saying, I was like, yo, so he appears to go to colleges, and he's talking to these black kids, and they don't know how to, like, he's doing statistic shit. Like, he asked a question that was crazy. He's like, yo, what's the #1 reason of black people death in Chicago? And then he goes and says, oh, it's gang violence, murder. And the kid is like, what are you talking about? So then he had somebody go up on the stage and show him some article. I'm like, oh, this is what we doing? This is what we got AI for. Pop that shit in there and you're gonna see it say cancer and then some other shit. You a liar. So then when you're looking at this, these dude is playing with statistics to fit a specific narrative, to point out the criminality and black people's existence. And this is an old play. This ain't nothing new. This is something that they always did. So when I'm looking at this, I start looking at more of the stuff he's saying. The shit with the airplane was crazy to me. I was like, yo, what? And I'm like, you talking about black, all type of shit. And I'm like, nah, son, you wildin', son. What are you saying here? And I'm just listening to it, and I'm like, this is old shit. And if you compare it to that, like bro, you talk about violence, your group is divided. You went to the Capitol, bro. You niggas bought a fucking noose to the cat to hang Nancy Pelosi, bro. You killed somebody. I'm saying, you know, Truth brought it up. He brought up the Wilmington massacre, that shit we used to talk about, Negro Rule, 1898, the Democratic Handbook and all that. These dudes did the same thing. What are you doing? The black people are lazy. We're scared of black people. They're running stuff. They're doing all of these things, and it's an interracial government. So they say, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna tear this government down. They went into the fucking Capitol, tore that shit the fuck down, and killed more black people and took their shit. And it starts with this continuing rhetoric. It's no different if you my age and better popular culture, bro. This is Danny shit. Popular culture, man. They put that cop shit in our face every fucking day. So we saw that shit. The whole fucking country is looking at this. And this is before the internet. All you see is black crackheads, bruh, just crazy black women, prostitute black women, all this shit. You criminalize them motherfuckers so that you using this as a hype dividing thing. And these young kids, I don't understand, bro. We got AI, we got all this technology. You can check out everything this dude's saying and he capping. So, you know, that's how I
And
found
that
out about him, son.
and that's very true. Yeah, he's a big deal in conservative circles. If you, yeah, anyway, yeah, and that's the truth. It's a lot of capping, like you said. They're just kind of like pushing a narrative, and that narrative, like you said, has been around a long time in the United States. Now, that narrative doesn't necessarily mean that the majority of people agree with that narrative, but it's kind of like the narrative because he even helped get the president elected. And so that narrative helped to push even Trump to where he's at. A lot of people didn't vote too. So, but yeah. The other thing I was gonna say, Charleston White got to be careful, man, because a lot of white folks listen to him because he be saying some wild stuff too.
Bro, he don't care, bro. He don't give a goddamn.
Yeah,
Obviously, he don't care. He been
well, that's
saying
good,
this
man.
shit. So like they didn't have a problem with him when he was saying when he held the I don't know what kind of gun that was, bro. I thought I knew guns. I don't know what the hell that clip was he had. I don't know what that was. He had that shit in the air. He said, death to all Bloods and Crips. I don't care about your families. I hope you all kill each other and die. You're the worst that they don't, you know what I'm saying? They ain't saying nothing, bro. So if you want to talk about people disparaging people in death, you looking for something. Like they couldn't phantom this. They need this to be something to have something on the left or whatever they want to call it, right? Be like, oh, he was a Democrat. Oh, he was gay. He's part of that. Oh, he was this. He was that. He was this. And then you find out, just as the governor said, he at 30 hours, I was sitting here and I was hoping he wasn't one of us. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. What are you talking about, one of us? Oh, I mean, he wasn't from Utah, because we don't have that to shut up. You know what I'm saying? This is white on white violence, bro. It is
Well,
what it is.
honestly, by the way, I believe I'm gonna have to listen to what the governor said again, but I believe what the governor was saying from the rip was that essentially one of us is like us is Utah. I think is what he was saying. I don't think he was saying like white.
Yeah, yeah.
I
No,
think he, I think
I clarified it. He
I know you
clarified it.
did. But if you listen to what he said, but I see people online like kind of make it like I think more of a race. I think he was just saying that he wouldn't have thought that the person would have come from Utah that did
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
know? Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. But still, you know what I'm saying? What you mean, bro?
But that's a stupid statement too. At the same time, I get it.
Yeah.
It's a stupid statement.
What are you talking about? There's nothing you can tell us about violence, bro. You can't tell us shit. You can't tell us nothing. And you want to put black people in this shit. I don't know why. But yo, son, what are you gonna say? Yo, dog, I'm not letting this go. You dudes ran up in the Capitol, son. You did that. You killed people. People died because of that. And your
But
president says, and your president is so gangster. He said, yo, soon as I get elected, I'm pardoning all these motherfuckers. And that's what he did.
and
So
by
what
the
we
way,
talking about?
now that was a peaceful protest on Jan 6, by the way. That wasn't like a violent nothing. It was peaceful. Nobody died. That's the narrative. And if you look at violence, even right wing versus left wing, the right wing violence is far and away higher, than the left wing violence. But then somehow they're assuming that all this violence is on the left, because you had the two Minnesota people got popped earlier this year. Even when Trump got shot, some of those people seem to be more right wing or former supporters, like it's wild, man, what happened in Charleston with the church people, the synagogue shooting, the one in Buffalo, all this stuff is more right wing stuff. So it's kind of wild, man.
I
But
think it's all
then facts
I
don't
think
get
it's
through,
all
man.
I think it's all cap. I just don't know why black people getting threats. What we got to do with this shit? If you
Yeah,
can
they're
explain
just
that shit to me, if you can explain that to me, then I'll get it. What the fuck we got to do with this nigga dying, bro?
because the thing is, it's just using that narrative to either deflect or to take it off of the blame off where it should be. It's a weird deal, you know. But in reality, is black people are getting it. Like you said, the gay people, they're getting it. You know, women, because Charlie Kirk, he was against like a lot of women rights, civil rights. Like pretty much he's just a hater, man, like for the most part. You know what I mean? Like in his rhetoric, you know. So it's like a lot of people are getting it. It's not, but it's just that we're black, so we kind of focus more on what he's saying about black. But if you look at his overall message, it's kind of going against a lot of various groups, you know. And it doesn't believe in a society, essentially, in my opinion, an open society where people have the freedom to speak and the freedom to live and the freedom to be safe regardless of race and different things, you know.
It's crazy. It's crazy work, bro. So Garfield, I want problems. I don't want peace. I want problems. Andrew got a problem. So this is what I'm gonna do. When you get him on here, I'm gonna put my Muslim skirt on. I'm gonna have my thing. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna have a doll.
So
I'm gonna have a.
and
Oh,
you
go ahead.
have a problem with Morris or Muslim or whatever, but not more. Like
I don't need to have. Listen, I understand the black identity crisis. We didn't taught y'all about this 10 years ago. We have the most ultimate video on Noble Drew Ali. And when you look at it, yeah, we making fun of him wearing the purple cape and that. But you also look at what happens in the video. What happens in the video, he's saying, okay, he did this, and other black people were doing this, but this is what they did in the black community. Did you know that this dude had farmland? Did you know that his followers in upstate and Jersey and New York made this whole Pacific plot of a little city? Did you know he had the Black Morris furniture plant? Did you know all of these things? Did you know that the women built an orphanage for black people in the community? This guy is not talking about none of that. This guy is completely dressing up, playing FOY, disrespecting the people, and not because he's not connected to the culture. You're not connected to the transformation of people who went under those teachings. So yeah, it could be pseudo, it could be that a Hebrew is a pseudo. It's not historical thing. But what you're not gonna do is not talk about the other side and how it affected people and how they was able to change. He laughing at people talking about, oh, I have a GED. My name is Minister John Jam, and all this other nonsense. Like, yo, bro, you talking about an institution that was brought forth 100 plus years that still exists today. Is it 100% effective? Does it answer all the problems? No. But did it transform people's lives? Yes. He don't talk about that. So that's why I want problems.
What
I
do you
want
guys?
problems.
I'm not familiar with this whole story. Who are you guys talking about?
You're not gonna get it, bro. Is we talking about this author who wrote a book. I came in contact with because I bought his book, Finding of W.D. Farad, and then we let him come on the show. Then we did a series on all the authors that wrote about this. So
Garfield,
we thought,
picture so we know what he's talking about.
yeah. So we thought it was interesting, right? And then as time goes on, he comes on again to promote his new book, and then I didn't know he had a YouTube channel. So then when I looked at the channel, he's dressed up like a FOI person, got the flag in the back, and he's basically black facing it, meaning like he's portraying a specific image of black people, and he's making jokes in a certain way. So I said, okay, so if you could do that because you're not connected to this transformation of this specific teaching, then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna come on here, I'm gonna have my camera on, I'm gonna have my jabir on with my little thing, and I'm gonna have a doll of a little girl, and I'm gonna name her Aisha, and I'm gonna be grooming her. We gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna talk about the prophet. I'm gonna have a little dragon and be like, yo, I'm going to the seven heavens. We gonna do the same. If you gonna do that shit, we gonna do the same thing. We gonna do the same thing, son.
Like, what you talking about, son? Oh, this is
What's the
far
author's
out.
name again?
Andrew Morrow. We gonna do the same thing. Same thing. So if you could do that, yeah, there's pseudo and all of this. We could do the same thing. Those prophets never existed. So you happy because you got the orthodox version of a fake story? I don't care. I give a goddamn about your story. I don't care about it. But you're not gonna do that. You ain't gonna disrespect the people like that, son. Nah, son. I want problems. I don't want peace.
You live in a free country, man. It's a good thing you got the freedom to do that, man. You know?
The hell wrong with that dude, man? You there, Garfield?
No, Garfield be multitasking. I don't know what he be doing. Yo, people want to see who Robon's talking about. And I want him to show a picture or something. Man.
Let me see if I can find a video. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Hold on. So I'm putting a video in the chat. Y'all let me know what you think.
All right.
I just put it in the chat. And this is a scholar with a PhD. And all you gotta do is look at his channel and look at the videos, and you tell me what you see with that.
Oh, is that a white guy?
Man, I don't care what he is. I want problems.
Let's see if I can check it out.
I couldn't even get past the first 6. I was like, yo, what is it? Whoa. No. So if the teachings is on the table, then that goddamn Islamic shit is on the table. We gonna get on the Burak and go to the 7 heavens and talk to the prophets, my nigga. Yeah.
Funny, man.
Yeah. We talked about Elijah and the teenage wives. We gonna talk about that 9 or 6-year-old girl that the prophet was with. We gonna talk about that shit. Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Brother Law is in the chat. Peace, Brother Law. Are you talking about his religion?
Nah, son, it's all cool to do that when like after a while we become a community, right? I have no more debates to have with the Hebrew, bro. Like, what the fuck I'm gonna talk to you about? I don't agree with your shit. You believe that. You can't prove it. You believe it. You can tell me you can prove it all day. You can't prove it. Jacob never existed. None of that shit existed. You can't trace it. There's no G. You can do DNA bullshit, all that, none of that. That shit fake. You ain't getting out of that, bro. It's a group of people that did something that all people did on the planet Earth. All people have myth stories. All people. All people have a thing on how they got there. If you go in West Africa, you can look at Yoruba. Lord Damari came down the sky from the chain. All humanity began in Ephah. I don't care if you look at Native American creation stories. All of these people have myths and heroes in their story. This is a natural human phenomenon. So if you want to call it pseudo, fine. Why did they make it up? They looking at stuff trying to understand the universe and wherever it is. It just happens that the Europeans and Islam and Christianity took over the goddamn world. And this is why we only really talk about these two faiths. There's nothing wrong with having a discussion about it. But when I see what I saw in that, and all of them did that right there, now I got a problem with it. I think now you got some kind of different motive than that. I don't like that, bro. So if you could do that, then you going on again. Your shit going to chopping block too. You believe in the flood and all that crazy shit. Okay, so let's talk about it.
Hey, Roborn.
Yo,
I got a question for you, but it's about working out, man. Is that okay?
go ahead. Yeah.
What do you think about calisthenics, man?
calisthenics is one of the best things you can do, bro. And you'll find out later on as you advance in age that it is the best thing to do because it's easier on your joints and it allows you to move your body in all planes of motion. Because the human being is a multi-dimensional being, meaning that you are designed to move in all planes of motion. Because of today's time, where most people sit down all day because of their job, most things are like that. And most people who they work out in one plane of motion. If you're doing a chest press, you're in that plane. If you're doing a squat, if you're doing a deadlift, you're doing an overhead press. If you look at those major things, you're in one plane of motion. You're not doing a lot of rotational work. You're not moving your spine. You're not doing those things. So in calisthenics, you wind up doing all of that. So yeah, I think that was one of the best things you can do. Now, weights are good too, but they have a purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think you can get not not massive big, but good definition and a little bit of bulk just doing straight calisthenics?
Yep. With your legs though, it'd be a little harder because you would have to do a lot of jumping stuff like plyometrics. You will have to do a lot of jumping lunges and stuff like that. But for upper body, yeah. You could definitely put on mass with it. And then it depends on what you're doing with your calisthenics. If you start adding a weight vest, now that changes everything. So you start with like a 10 pound, a 15 pound, 20 pound, and you go up like that. Yeah. You definitely going to develop muscle.
Mm, I see. Thanks, man. I was just kind of wondering about that. Because I know you do training and stuff too, right? Still.
Oh yeah.
I think I
Then
saw
he
you
said,
bench like, what was it, 500 pounds or something one time?
no. That's the goal. I'm at 425.
Why are you trying to lift 500 pounds for?
That's my goal, man. My goal is I want to bench 500. I want to do 50 pull-ups straight. And I'm real big into this baseball stuff now. I'm developing a program with that. I wanna enter that. What else I want to do? Man, I got too many fitness goals. But right now I'm working.
How close are you to the 50 pull-ups straight, man? That's a major thing right there.
I'm getting close. I'm close. But I need to do it where it's clean. So when I get to fucking 30 something, I start doing the worm off. I start doing the worm.
Yeah.
So I give it I don't know. I give it probably 3 more months. I think I'll be able to do it.
That'd be interesting, man. That'd be serious.
12 Tribes said take fitness advice or any other. Why 12 Tribes? Is his body weight 500? Nah, bro. I weigh 225.
That's the wild thing because I see some people that are real defined, pretty bulky, and they're not that heavy. They're lighter sometimes than people that don't even have that much muscle, so it's kind of interesting how that works. That means that we might be carrying around a lot of fat essentially. You know what I mean? You might not think you are, but in reality, it might just be that. Because
12
I'm assuming you're
Tribes.
pretty
He
cut up.
asked
You
me
know what I mean?
12 Tribes. He asked a specific question, 12 Tribes. And that's my personal fitness goals. If you go to my channel or you look at the channel, you'll see what I mostly do. Mostly what I do is calisthenics, bro. Mostly what I do is doing baseball training, bro, and club belt training. But that's my personal goal. If you're talking about fitness in that term, yes, son, body weight exercise. There's never a time that you're not gonna see me doing a pull-up or a lunge, dog. Fuck out of here, 12 Tribes. Your ass probably can't even do 10 pull-ups, punk. Comedic yoga, the natural. You know what I'm saying? Your comedic yoga, y'all.
Yeah, man.
not from Harlem, bro. True story.
Where you?
I'm from Harlem.
You from Harlem?
I'm from New York. I'm an NYC nomad. That's where I'm from. Hey, yo, 12 Tribes. Yo, put a video, put a link in there. Put a link in the chat.
Hey, Rob, your channel still each one teach one?
I don't think he could put a link because he's not a mod.
Your channel still each one teach one?
He could hit the link.
Yeah, leave 12 Lives alone, Rob Bourne. Don't worry about 12 Lives. He's a confused Hebrew, more Israelite wannabe. We think we always been here. You talking about?
You guys think
Yo, hit 500 body weight. Hey, yo, 12 Tribes. Body weight exercise, you idiot, in order to do 500 bench. What are you talking about, man? Man, go watch my channel and shut your dumb ass up. I ain't talking to you.
He probably like so skinny he can't lift nothing, so he pick it all you.
Yo, I'm not from Harlem. Damn. Bro. I'm an NYC nomad, bro.
You still at each one teach one, right, Rob Bourne?
Yeah, but I don't go live no. I'm not.
You guys used to do some of the best, like especially Truth Storian and you, man. You guys used to do some great stuff on American history, man. I just always felt like,
the numbers don't reflect it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I feel like it needed to be compressed, like into shorter, like just shorter like videos, you know, like.
Is that why he was giving you too much information?
It was a lot of info, man, but it just needed to be compressed.
So that means you haven't sat up in a 2-hour lecture class.
No, not for me. Not too much information for me.
No, I see how he could do it too. Like they could make the video and break it down for the that got short. You know,
not too much for me. I can watch long form videos, but a lot of people they don't really like. There's a lady now doing shorts. It's called Baroness something. Sometimes I'll be wondering if it's AI, man, but I don't think it is from what I've seen. But she does like little shorts, like. It might be like a minute. Some people they don't like long videos, 10-minute videos, 15-minute videos. But
hey, sorry to interrupt y'all, but we got to get out of here. It's 1 o'clock. Man Cave Sundays is over.
Yo, where was you at, bro? When we was talking, bro, we needed you to show some videos of Andrew Morrow shit. Like I put it in the chat. Man, like, they wanted to know.
Yeah, people want.
No, we're gonna do a whole show on it. Don't worry about it. We're gonna do a whole show on it. I'm gonna name the topic and everything. I'm gonna invite him on, and we're gonna do what we're gonna do.
Yeah, man. Yo,
I didn't watch personally all the videos, so I can't speak on them. I only could speak on one clip that I saw that was just distasteful. I'm like, man, how we got into this shit?
Yeah, son, you can't even. Yo, bro, they in the chat trying to kill me for working out and shit. Yo, this is why I'm not a part of the conscious community, bro. You niggas, we can't talk. You niggas will find something to push back and no. Yeah, yo, that shit is crazy, bro.
Who is the conscious community? Who is
you?
No,
right, so I'm out of here, man. I'm out of here.
No, how is that? How you
what you said, Mika?
Huh?
What you said?
I said, how do you define who's in the conscious community? Who is who?
That's a 2-hour conversation.
What you?
We out of here. Peace and love, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.